Shadow Elves here, they're all about just well, I yeah, they're all about and then just stutters and gives up. That's basically what they're about. They're one of the most like complicated factions to wrap your mind around, and for that reason, they're kind of my favorite faction. Though you can sort of wrap your head around them. I don't know, it took me a while. Their symbols are darkness and light. So the darkness is symbolized by when your units are damaged, cylinder gets boost on your turn. And then the light is symbolized by you can pick up a unit with by spending 2 boosts from cylinder and put it back in your hand, which is like a super unique mechanic. And so that's sort of the gist of the deck. And they also end up being like really good at just like getting in anywhere to do assassinations when you would never expect it. So like into darkness, your summoner is protected by a unit. No, it's not. Um, Glinting speed, your summoner is protected by a unit. No, it's not. Cylinder's gonna glint in there and dome you for 5 and then glint out. And then they've got lots of tools to like also get more boosts. Shadow Knights are a great unit to just be able to bounce and never let die. Like Daemar, I mean, against Cylinder, you almost have a similar strat against High Elves of like focus firing units. Onyx Tome lets you reclaim anything. So it seems like what Daemar can, I mean, Daemar can do a very effective assassination and also a very effective. Why am I saying Daemar? Cylinder can do a very effective assassination and also a very effective just sort of sit back and accumulate value. If the opponent wants to play the long game with you, you can sit back, just damage your 10 health gate over and over again with Shadow Mages, into darkness your 10 health gate, or if it's destroyed, just reclaim it with a tome and just keep doing that for infinite boosts on Cylinder, like infinite in quotes. It's not really infinite, but and then you use those boosts on cylinder for crazy value. Like I think that's what made Shadow Elves make more sense to me is understanding that if you have tons of boosts on cylinder, just picking up units is tons of value. For something like think about you playing a seeker, um, you spend 1 magic, it's gonna hit for 3 dice, so 2 to 3 damage. Um, and you're only spending if you then pick up that unit immediately, say boosts are free, you're only spending 1 magic to do 2 to 3 damage, um, which is good value. Like if you think of something like burn, um, burn takes burn you play the card, so you lose 1 magic, and it does 2 damage. Um, while you think about like if you're trading with something like a border archer, like a border archer is like truly takes like 4 magic to play. 2 is the cost of the card, and then 1 is the card you're getting rid of, and then 1 is the bounty you're giving your opponent. So if you have seekers trading with a border archer, like over 2 turns you spend 2 magic, while they spend like 4 magic, and then you kill it. And I don't know. Okay, that's a little convoluted, and like I'm not even I haven't I don't. This math hasn't been 100% fact checked, but the overarching point is boosts can be value if you want them to be, but they're also good for assassination tools. Okay, that's that's the quickest and dirtiest I can go over Shadow Elves. I still don't really know what's going on. And then Daemar, I'm still pretty new to Daemar, though I absolutely love him. He's like a very streamlined dark deck. So Damar's ability just it feels like the whole deck revolves around it is that um you just whenever you attack and damage something, you get extra health. And so his entire deck is using his health as a resource. He's kind of like Moldaria in that after um the attack phase, you can summon a unit to you can summon a cultist to protect him, so you can attack and then protect. Um and he's got lots of units. So like the Royal Warriors, they do +1 damage on your summoner to get to get two extra attack, which is insane. If this is essentially a 2 magic 4/5, which like it kind of is, that is just like the best the best stat unit in the game. But the cost to Daemar the cost to Daemar is real, but it's also very easy to heal up with Daemar by like attacking your own units and whatnot. So like very if he gets in your face and overwhelms you, which he would with all these cultists and with the convert ability to convert your own unit, it's like a two times infect. that you're just going to be able to do that is very powerful. And then Call Forth to grab things, and Devout Cultist, when it dies, it might just go back to your hand, and you can Deathrite for even more damage. Like, he can just pump out a lot of damage, and he's sort of like a horde deck, so almost like Cave Goblins in that sense, but then he has like the infects of Reptalis. I don't know. I sort of love it because he just like brings together all these different elements of different decks. Um, and then of course, like, transfuse is value, but sometimes kind of hard to use because you need high health units. But like, his biggest downside is you look at all these cards and you're like, huh, there's no movement tech. No movement tech whatsoever. The closest thing you have is Segment. So it's 7 magic, you have a unit that is flayed. Other than that, you have literally no movement tech. I mean, and I think I'd have to double check, but I think that is like the least movement tech that any faction has. And so that's his big weakness, is like, and and I'm still spitballing, and it's still sort of a newer faction, so like I could definitely be wrong about any of this, but this is what I've come to in the short period of time. But like, that's his big weakness is Royal Warriors. They're insane, but like, they can only attack from 2 spaces away from a gate or from where Royal Warrior currently is. And so if you can really use that against them to not let them get efficient attacks, that's their weakness. Some factions are better at that than others. Like, Sand Goblins can pretty easily be like, haha, I'm never gonna let your Royal Warriors attack a unit where like 4 dice is actually gonna be useful. Well, Vanguards probably can't do that. um, okay, so then we get to this matchup that we're doing with Vexer today. Shadow Health versus Crimson Order. Here, this is just a game I found in the tournament. I'll just put on in the meantime. What is the goal here? So I think Crimson Order, you just want to advance. Crimson Order, you just want to advance and claim the midfield, and that's good. Shadow Elves want to make it so that every step of the way Daymar is being damaged and he's not gonna be safe. So Shadow Elf, so like, as Daymar advances, Shadow Elves want to be hitting him with the Sage Rangers. Shadow Elves want to, like, if he's protected by just the unit in front of him, by a cultist in front of him, can very easily just jump in, glinting speed, punch Daymar for 5, glint out. We can use Into Darkness to get rid of the cultist and punch Daymar. So it is very, Shadow Elves have the very classic advantage of like a summoner that wants to sort of advance with the pack, and Shadows can very easily get chip damage there. So Daymar needs to find a way to advance safely. So like, if Daymar can get to a position where like he's here and we have a gate here and then like some units around him, like that's great. We are winning. If Daymar is in 5 turns still back here and he's also taken half of his health of damage, that's bad. We're losing, sort of thing. I'm not sure exactly how to accomplish that and whatnot, and what you want to do from the Shadow Elf side. I'm guessing you kind of want to play Shadow Elves a little bit aggressively, and kind of like the best defense is a good offense sort of thing, of like, I'm gonna get in your face so you can't get in my face. But yeah, that's that's my best way of thinking about this matchup. Still learning. I'm sure Vexer will have a lot more in-depth thoughts than I do when we chat after the game. But I see him sending a link already, so I will go ahead and accept that. A second. Okie dokie. And so his Shadow Elves, my Crimson Order. So Shadow Elves go first. All right, so we just forfeit this one. No. um, yeah, I don't know. We just need to be very careful. I could see this game just like ending very quickly because Daymar, we just do something silly with him. But there's just also the problem of like, well, if we spend the entire time playing around them being able to get to Daymar, we're not going to actually get any value with Daymar, and so that's bad too. So like, there's some sort of in between of like, well, you can get to me, but it's not going to be easy and it's going to cost you, sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know how we'll do it. I'm not. It's a 45-minute game, so like very easily misplays and whatnot, and also new to this faction. So don't 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 expect the best play necessarily. Love that usual play of Baron placing a blocking cultist in front of him can be glinting bait. Yeah, it's the easiest glinting bait known to mankind. A 2 health unit in front of your summoner is just like death. You never want to do that. And so that's just, yeah, that's just terrible. Like that is just a hard counter. But so I don't know, like if we make Shadow Elves' lives hard, so like they can't use those glintings very well. Yeah, I'm gonna post about this real quick. Yeah, I am quite terrified. I mean, but like the thing is that like if I was the Shadow Elves, I wouldn't feel comfortable because like I never quite feel like the combo pieces are coming at the right time, and like I'm like, oh crap, maybe I should discard this or blah blah blah. Um, and so that I don't know. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. Um, we can transfuse here on that mage. I think I still will damage it. Um, I might just have Daymar sit back and just send 2 warriors up. That seems pretty decent. Hi Chase, how's it going? Oh, um, yeah, I mean, okay, should I do anything smarter than just send a poll? Thank you. That's a good idea. Do that real quick. It's there will be a smart prediction in this case. I won't even lie. But maybe you get a better payout if you don't go for it. All right, there we go. I can give you a few minutes. Okay, I it's hard for me to see any other play than I'm just gonna like go forward and hit him. I don't want to advance with Daymar. I could advance with Daymar, especially if we're gonna transfuse. Like that could actually be safe. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. This could be the biggest mistake of our life to move forward with Daymar. Um, we could also like we're just sort of hoping they don't have it. Ben has 1.4k support. All right, say goodbye to your points, Chase. We could like try to make this warrior have 5 by like not by not blood begottening. I don't know. Maybe there's another poll on whether the timeout win before cards here. I think Vexer is pretty committed to like not timing out and playing fast and whatnot. Yeah, this is tough, but I like just like taking the early risk and whatnot. Okay, we're just gonna go with Blood Begotten. Um, I'd have to look at the statistics for. Yeah, okay, it didn't work out. I'd have to look at the statistics there. For what's more likely. It feels like it's more likely to get the 3 on 4 than to see. This time we missed. Well, that's a shame. That's fine. I wonder if we hold on to transfuse. Yeah, so we're moving up with Daymar, so that's a pretty big risk we're taking. We could take 5 to the face if they have it. Oh, we can summon a Doom Cultist to make that more difficult for them. Okay, there we go. We planned for this all along. I feel like we hold Transfuse, honestly. Like, them doing 8 damage to all these units, I mean, they can totally do it. But, like, there's a chance they miss. I don't know. Feel like I should discard it. We're gonna hold it. We're gonna hold it. A calculator emoji is a good idea. Yes, yes. Um, the last matchup was pretty close time-wise. Was the last time I did with Vexer, what was the match we did? It was my Shadow Elves versus their Mountain Vargath. It was close, but like it was close in the sense like we were both down to like 14 minutes and like, okay, now we need to go kind of fast. Not sense in not close in the sense with profit of um we are both down to our last minute and all hell is about to break loose. Um I see Vexer went 4-0 week 1 of round 3. Seriously? Damn. That is tough. It seems like it's been like a really cutthroat tournament. See, drawing two champions early like this is just not what you want to see with Daymar. That big suck because like we got to discard one, and that really hurts us economically. We really want all of our champions. And we probably have to hold the other one for like the rest of the game. We could discard both and just like be like, fuck it. I was gonna watch his games, and I was like, wait, is Ben playing him? Something like that, you know. Yes, that Doom cultist that was nice that we were able to save it. This is the league matchup. Yeah, that was the thought. Vexer was like, oh, we should do a league matchup because then talk about league matchups. But Massimo and I both had Shadows win pretty easy. That's yeah, that's what it feels like. This is a Shadow Elves game. And it's not to say that I'll be able to win with Shadow Elves because it's tough. But it feels like everything is against Neymar here. Like with the fundamentals of just like blocking yourself with the cultist is just like asking for glinting speed bait, as Sagrada points out. But we'll see. Um yeah, I'm surprised this one ended up with the league. I mean, maybe just because people were salty and they just wanted to see Daymar get screwed. Okay, that is good. Our chances of having one of these units live is pretty high. All right, that's nice. Um, because we held transfuse. Though, like, see, doing the good thing of making it so it's difficult for me to get value with the warriors. Like this knight's over there. What are we really gonna do? I think we advance though. Um, maybe we. It feels like Sekhmet could be really huge in this matchup. So maybe we hold Sekhmet instead of Casamara, though Casamara would be a lot easier to get out. Um, Shadowwell's very good at never letting Daymar hit. They're just good, like just every. I struggle to think of one way in which this matchup is good for Daymar. um, I think we advance though. Like they're giving us the fields. Like we will take it. We will take it. Do we attack something with Daymar this turn to heal? I think so. Though that lets Glinting be a play. Hmm. I wonder if we like discard Death Right even here and just like kind of build hard. Because we need tempo stuffs. Um, okay, Glinting into this warrior is a thing. So if we attack this warrior, that could be kind of bad. Um, we are not gonna Blood Begotten. I don't really want to damage my own units here too much. Like, if I attack this warrior and do 2 damage to it, it's just a lot easier for them to glint. But are they really going to glint without any boost right now? So like we can call that bluff, but also just having full health on that warrior seems good. Okay, should have done that the other way around to damage their gate. That was a misplay. That's fine. Um, wasn't thinking about gate damage there. I think we hold Sekhmet, and I think we discard Death Right. It's kind of a hot take. because Deathrite is insane. It just seems like a waste for full HP warrior. I mean, full HP warrior is harder to kill. A 3 HP warrior is just like a seeker just hits it. Three full HP warrior needs more. I agree it feels like a waste because the damage we're not doing it, but I'll definitely take a full HP warrior over a 3 HP warrior. And we got the gate, so if we could put a gate in front of their gate, that is like kind of perfect. To let us like establish this position we need. And so unless they like glinting, we just we need to get in their face before they have the chance to like shadow elves up a storm. Like before they have a chance to have infinite boosts and do whatever they want. Like the worst thing we could possibly do in this matchup is hang back. Um so the fact that we're even able to occupy this spot at some point in the game is like, all right, that's step one on the road to victory. What do you need six magic for with the Shadow Elves? A champ? Nope, champs suck. I don't know. I also like to have a lot of magic with Shadow Elves. I don't. It just feels like you just have all the options. Like you just don't need to for several turns. You don't need to really worry about discarding. Like you just play whatever commons you want and discard. Like you just want to be very fluid with Shadow Elves. Like I got some magic. I can play any amount of commons at any time and then bounce them. Because Shadow Elves don't really need to play champs for value because they can just keep recycling commons to play all the units they bounce. Yeah, exactly. All right, and we drew another death right. Imagine if we had held that death right here, how mad we would be. So definitely no regret. They could go for a 5-on-5 glinting. That'd be pretty insane. Um, I don't think they'll go for it. Yeah, it's just a very unique play style that is just very hard to master. I really hope we get more factions like Shadow Elves in the future, especially with like we got High Elves, which are just like very complicated mess. But like Daemar, as much as I love him, feels very straightforward, and I kind of like factions that are just like where you pick it up and you're like, these tools are cool, but what the hell do I do with this? I'm really hoping we get more factions like that down the line. Oh, probably Darkness the Gate. That is true. Absolutely. Um, it was at 6. For some reason, I thought it was at 9 because I saw the it's a monster. Yeah, it was at 6. Imagine being able to read. The recycle fraction needs the free cash for sure. Um, okay, yeah. So that's the thing about putting a gate in front of Damar's gate is in front of Cylinder's gate is that like actually Cylinder can just move his gate. This matchup sucks. Matchup sucks. Not gonna stop me from being stressed as all hell when I'm on Cylinder's side. But still, I'm mad about it. Didn't attack into it to force Knight summon big brain value. Yes, that was what we were thinking. Alright. Daemar still isn't dead, and that means we have not lost the game. Right? Okay, this is a very difficult turn. This is the sort of turn that makes you cry. Because we are just not there. There's just no way we can be safe right now. Trap everything. It's this the matchup is a trap. Because like nowhere are we safe. Even if we like retreat to here and attack the knight and then put a cultist, like even that's not safe. What if we go forward here and place a gate? Yeah, that we like that would be possible if we had the infect event, but we don't. Uh, really feels like the forward gate is what we need right now. But like letting any chip damage on Daymar is death. Not alone to just let an empty opponent's gate spot through. Um, I really want this forward gate right now, but they're not letting it happen. I mean, what if I just place it there? I mean, they're just gonna nuke it. Is that fine with me? Am I fine with them nuking that gate? What if I just try to be defensive here and just have Daymar shoot it and then drop a unit? I mean, we lose. It's weak to glinting speed. Like we're just not playing around glinting speed. And maybe that's what we gotta do. That doesn't feel good though. Yeah, this feels like an L. I mean, okay, what about put the gate here. Okay, this is like going out on the biggest limb known to mankind. Put the gate there. Kill this. Summon a unit there. We're exposed on one side. But their only in is with that Shadow Knight. I actually kind of like that play. All right, we found a play. We did it, boys. Okay, wait. I'm thinking about. Okay, I'm gonna need to have this devout attack first because I want to have. I need to have a unit to put there, but I also want to use Death Right. What about save gate and swing right? So like Daymar moves 2 spots to the right. Um, I don't understand that. And unfortunately, you definitely keep talking about it. Just 1 2 faithful. Like and then faithful to the left. I'm not sure. You can keep talking about it. I'm gonna do this play. Um, especially with the clock, but feel free to let me know what you would have done. Okay. Problem with this is if we miss, this really sucks. Um, do we attack with a Doom Cultist instead, just to like stop that from being a possibility? Maybe. That drastically decreases the chances of hating myself right now. Okay, they could Into Darkness that gate, everything. I don't know. You gotta take risks. And I kind of like this. Yeah. All right. Well, that was no better than range dice, and now we got to get for a 4-on-4. Well, this sucks. Um, maybe we just don't play this. Because we're not gonna get the 4-on-4. Maybe we needed to just hope that we got the special on the cultist. Um, yeah, I don't think we play this. I don't think we play the death right. I mean, if we get the 4-on-4, great, but we're not going to. And then that's just gonna be more dice on Daymar. Did we miss that too? Okay, well, I mean, we weren't killing the knight anyway, so that's fine. We have an in. I think we hold death right, even though like holding death right and Sekhmet feels really bad because we desperately want to cycle. Um, it feels like I need the death right. Skill issue emote spam here for sure. I did an emote that is just the high emote, but I just wrote skill issue. Um, in before Samara, my queen. You know, like, let's see it. We could burst Samara pretty easily, I think, with warriors and whatnot. And this hand is decent. If Daemar only takes 2 damage this turn, like we're still doing pretty well. We're just trying to get in there and prey. I mean, they've slowly had time to be building up hands. Let's look at hand management real quick. So turn one, they just discarded everything. Awesome. Did they hold even one card? They held several cards. They held two. They held three cards. Did they take a turn? Nope, they did not. Let's see. Their second turn, they discarded two. How many cards are they holding? They're holding one card. Okay. The last turn they held one card. So that's good. I like the sound of them holding only one card. That's it's probably, I mean, that could be any of their events really besides Shadow Pulse, because they used it Into Darkness. They would definitely hold the other one. They would probably hold any of their events there besides Shadow Pulse. But it could, maybe you also hold like a Knight there or something. I don't know. Let's talk about the swing. Warrior right up, Daymar up one. So you would have put Daymar here. Devout to attack Cell. Daymar right one. I see. And then you just pull a unit here. And so Daymar's exposed on this side and you're fine with that. No, I see. You would have gone, let me just go back to the turn. So you would have done this, this, and then you hold the gate. I hate holding gates, but I understand. I understand the desire. Yeah, Daymar's pretty I mean, we're not any more safe to glinting than we are like doing the play where Daymar ends up like over here. Um, but um I do like how we just sort of like repositioning ourselves in front of their gate. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't like holding gates, but no, I definitely see that play. I definitely see that play. I can't really say which one I like better, but I mean, mine's more risky because we are literally just exposing Daymar as opposed to forcing them to have glinting to expose Daymar. And like we could live in a world where both glintings are bottom two for them. Like we have to embrace all possible worlds. It appears to not be this one because they're not going to be glinting in to Dome Daymar. So we've just taken two for no reason. But this gate seems like kind of hard for them to deal with. Shadow Pulse does an extra damage to Daymar here if they want to. We'll see. I mean, I guess maybe the one thing that Daymar has on Cylinder is that damage on Daymar isn't quite as meaningful because he can heal it. Why do you worry about glinting before 6 HP? Because glinting just takes down half my health, and then all of a sudden I have to play, oh crap, get out and hide game as opposed to Summoner Wars. um, like I often as Shadow Elves will use glinting just to, like, just at any point that I can to dome the summoner for 5. Just bam, there's half your health, it's gone. Like I don't usually wait to. I mean, that's the second glinting exists to then kill them. um, I'll use glinting for chip and like two damage of chip, like whatever we can survive. Five range dice of chip is not fun. Yep, and they start taking down this gate. But if there was a runaway and survive summoner, it's Daymar, eh? That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, I haven't really played enough with Daymar to be like, how if I just like run away and just need to, and like I just am like, okay, Daymar doesn't exist anymore. I'm just gonna like slowly heal back up so I can like continue to get value out of my damage Daymar events in the back row. Is that like viable if I've gotten enough value out of him in like the first half of the game? And I don't know. We really need to draw convert here because they steal this spot. That's pretty bad for us. Hope they have the glinting. Welp, we now exist in one of those worlds. Okay, and only 3 damage. That's what we're talking about. Is Cylinder just sitting there? No, Cylinder's moving to the side. Okay, Daymar can kind of be surprisingly safe right now. Like, if I just move up, I don't really see how they get to us besides into darkness. I hate myself. Daymar's never safe. You idiot. Um, yeah, I kind of like that play a lot. I don't feel like Daymar needs to move up. I like Vesna Brana. Yep, Vesna turn. I'll happily play champs if they cost 3, you know? Um, all right, let's put a devout cult. Well, then I can't. I could have a cultist that I summon from hand. No, okay. Am I being baited here into like into darkness, death? How many cards do they hold? They held 4. Jesus. Okay, that's not good. Whatever. We're gonna hope they don't have it. We are gonna hope they don't have it here. I think that is the best we can do. If they have glinting plus into darkness, we take 8 to the face, we die. Um, needs both darkness top half. It's a good point. Like could easily not have it, and they just played a glinting. So like me playing around both darkness and glinting already. Like after we just saw both of them, like I don't know. Like I feel like an idiot on the one hand for taking the risk, but then I'd also feel like the idiot for playing around stuff that they probably don't have. So like I don't know. We'll see. I think step 1 is we punch this cultist. We're still holding on to Sekhmet, and I do in fact hate myself for it. Um, we will use the death right, just cause. We will punch this knight that they can then bounce. We could have done half the health to this gate, but I would have rather heal Daymar. We like 1 out of 5 devout triggers. Is that what it's been? Okay. Sekhmet is not freaking happening. Holy crap. I mean, they're not giving us magic. I feel like we just spent 3 of our magic on Vesna, so we actually just screwed ourselves with that plan. Do we just ditch Sekhmet and go for a call forth warrior plan? I don't see how Sekhmet is happening this game. Like, or he could happen in a while. Chase says yeah. Well, if Chase says yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like an idiot for having held him this long. I could just ditch the warrior as well, but if I'm ditching Sekhmet, I can probably hold the warrior. Um, yeah, I think it's gone. And so, I mean, with this and hindsight, it's now looking like, well, we should have just ditched both the champs turn 1, but that just felt so bad value wise. We need our events, gotta dig. Yeah, I almost feel like I should have ditched that warrior, especially that like I didn't draw a call forth, but we did get the convert. So I mean, I want more cultists too. In general, we want to dig as Daymar. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's honestly, it sounds very silly, but I think that's the hardest thing I struggle with Daymar right now is that like the deck doesn't feel very well tuned to like be able to hold things for econ. It feels like very swingy. What just because you really want your champs at the end for Daymar, and if you don't have them, what do you do? I'm just not sure what to do about that. That's I feel like that's my biggest struggle with Daymar these days. But hopefully I will resolve it at some point. And not, I mean, damaging this, threatening to kill the gate is kind of good, but they can also just reclaim it with a tome. So you're playing great, dude. Unclench those shoulders. The shoulders are always clenched. I'm sorry. uh, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so even the last time I played against Vexer, like, I was doing Shadow Elves against Mountain Vargath, which is like gotta be like at least 60% in Shadow Elves' favor. And like, yeah, shoulders are clenched the entire time. But I mean, shoulders clenching kind of helps you just like think about everything, play around everything, not make a stupid mistake. And like just always expecting the opponent to have it. there it is just like the clenched shoulder mindset. No, I appreciate it. I should relax a bit. But it's Vexer. It's freaking Vexer. I'm scared. Just a little. Pulse turn. Rip. Yeah, that's a good pulse turn. Yeah, because otherwise, why are they damaging the gate? I mean, they could damage the gate just to, even just to make me be afraid of the pulse turn. Yeah, if we can keep Daymar alive for long enough, that'll be a miracle. Miss. Are they not going to have enough boost to bounce that knight? That'll be nice. Rip. Do we got the pulse? I mean, they appear to just be trying to take down the gate, which is pretty fair take. I'm just thinking, like, what are the odds we could do something like this? Infect this. Drop big boy there. We don't have a boy in our hand. Crap. Like, what are the odds we could totally surround them? Okay, wait, we don't need to destroy our own gate. That's part of that plan. That's stupid. But in general, I do like the plan of surround their gates boyless. For real. Um, okay, convert is how we do good stuff. Is this gate coming down? That's another hard decision. I mean, I kind of want to just put it here. This sucks because, like, Daymar is so dead. Full stop. Um, is there anything we want to do about that? Do we want to move back and place a gate in front? Do we want to move back, send a priest there? I would really like to kill this knight this turn and infect it, but I am pretty afraid of at some point. Let's see how many cards they held last turn. They held 5. Seriously, uh, they discarded one. What did they discard? Wait, oh, I'm looking at the wrong turn. Um, they held 4. Um, use their own gate as a Daymar shield. Not a bad thought. Hmm, I wonder, and then yeah, so just move Daymar to the side because yeah, Daymar's not doing anyone any favors by just sitting here. Um, do you think we drop another gate anywhere? That's the thing is like we both have a gate we can drop this turn, and we need to think about how Daymar is being safe. And like if we dropped a gate here, that's really nice for us. Is there a world where we move Daymar here and we drop a gate here? Like it kind of blows, but like they're gonna take down our gate next turn, and just having the ability to reinforce it immediately could be very good. I think I like that play. I mean, we could also just move Daymar here, but then where do we put our gate to keep up the pressure? Um, yeah, I think I like this. It's a little jank. There's a world where I'm too scared to blood begotten here. Daymar's getting pretty low. um, we're hoping we can just sit here and chill, and everything will be great. Yeah, what do we have in the pile? We got some cultists. We got. I feel like I got a double. I got a double blood begotten. Are we dead to anything? I don't think so. Hope we're fine. All right, we got that. Um, check the pile again. And so if I miss this, it's just huge. I gotta hit this. I'm blood begotten, and Damar's safe. I mean, it could really screw us in future turns, but I gotta kill it. I'm not willing to risk that. Oh, do we convert? I didn't actually think about that. Um, I mean, saving the convert could be better, but getting in their face is good. And we could just draw another convert. Especially, I think I'll discard the priest, but not the warrior. Um, I just kind of want to get in their face and make them work for it. Um, I don't need to. That might be a mistake, but it feels pretty decent, especially since I could just draw another convert. I don't know. It's tough, and like maybe you want to be more careful with your convert charges. Let's go with that. We drew the second convert, so we're rewarded. This looks pretty good right now. This is what we want. We want we want to rush them. We want Dame like I don't there's no in here. There's no way they can kill us right now. Board up here. Yeah, this is feeling very good. The part where I said if Damar's in the midfield and we have units around him and we have a gate in front of their gate, we're winning. Yeah, that's the part we're at. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. But just like getting there, I feel like something I've been struggling with Summoner Wars in general is like there just seem to be some matchups where you kind of just it just like it feels like it like this matchup right here, where it just feels like Daymar needs to push and get in there quickly, and so you just kind of have to do that regardless of whether the cards are coming your way or not. And I feel like more recently I've just been a very aggressive player. Like I've just done much more aggression. And sometimes I'm reading the matchup wrong, and I don't think I need to be as aggressive as I need to be. But like matchups like this, I feel like more and more I end up being aggressive, and that often feels like it comes down to draws. Like I gotta be aggressive with Daymar, and if I don't just get the cards, I've had this feeling that I normally don't have with Summoner Wars, which is like I'll lose a game and it's like, yeah, I just didn't get the cards. I don't know. Like I had to get in there. I had to be aggressive and I just didn't get the cards. And that's normally I don't like that's why I don't like being aggressive. Or I don't like matchups where you're forced to be aggressive because then it's like I like aggression as this risk reward thing, but like if you see that you don't have the cards and it's not panning out, factions have other strategies they can pivot to. But I can definitely feel a thing of more recently, I feel like I've been struggling since I've been more aggressive. I've just been like, I just lost that, and it's like, I don't know, cards just like, I felt like I did what I needed to do, which is like be aggressive, and just didn't pan out. And I guess that's like if I don't feel like there's alternative paths, and so yeah, I mean, I might not be like valuing alternative paths, or I'm just bad at being aggressive, or some matchups are just like that. Like especially, I think against high elves is the biggest thing. Like high elves, because it feels like a lot of factions against high elves, you just gotta go. You just got if you sit and let them and let them do their thing, they're gonna win. I mean, it's the exact same thing against shadow elves. You just gotta go like out of the gate, and maybe that's wrong, and that's me just being super afraid of a faction I don't really understand. And that like you actually don't need to go quite as much as you need to. You could it's sort of like the balls are phenomenon of like the first like I'll just be like, well, charge up two spaces every turn, and if you die, it's not your fault. But it's like, and then players that are better than me are like, well, if it's really not looking your way, like you can wait a few turns, set up correctly, and then charge forward. And so maybe that's sort of the thing I'll be missing with aggressive factions. I don't know. Being aggressive is hard. I'm not sure which part of the rant I just did is what Watered's saying, but Watered has definitely said things about aggressive play and what it means in Summoner Wars. So I think I recall Watered saying, uh, always rush elves. I recall Watered saying that like you gotta that, like being aggressive can be an econ play as well. Theo has no way to play the range game. Yeah, they sure don't. Which is kind of funny because like Maldaria has a way to play the range game, kind of principally because she is a super big ranged unit and Damar's a ranged unit, so you would kind of think he could, but he just like can't because like it just turns out it's very easy to play around one super powerful unit. It's kind of the problem with cannon summoners is like they it is in fact pretty easy to play around them. Okay, that's annoying. It forces a see like gates like that. Like no one might be like, oh, it's kind of gross. It's so easy for me to occupy, but like I need to spend a unit of movement to get in there to occupy that in the first place, and that hurts. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick refresh to see if the clocks are accurate here. Broke my gate. Okay. As soon as this ends, there's gonna be a loud rush of noises. Okay. Loud noise now. There you go. Okay. Wasn't that loud. Um, is there a gate win for you this game? We've seen one tome. Have we destroyed any of? We've seen one tome. We haven't destroyed any of their gates though, have we? Like gate occupation, absolutely though. Especially with this, like if we can just do this, like heck yeah, I'm taking that. Though trapping cylinder is also an option here. Like just kill that seeker and convert it. Oh, seeker blocks it. Yeah, for sure. You're right. You're right. But we can convert it, so we're 30 bajillion steps ahead. Oh, and they kill Vesnabrana. Yeah, seeker blocks that spot. Um, hmm. Yes. No. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, we need to like, yeah, and having to spend a movement to occupy that gate sucks, but we will have to. Interesting. That might cost them a fair bit. Because now I can really claim this side. I can go here, 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 and convert. It's a shame we couldn't also grab this, and then we couldn't also protect Damer on the other side, really. So it doesn't feel super great, but this is the first 9 magic. Um, how many cards did he hold there? Is he sweating? How sweating is he sweating? Um, okay, he's holding 3 cards. All right, I need to real quick think about alternative plays for this because this I'm just a big fan of. Like we will end the turn with 4 units in that block, um, and right in Cylinder's face. That is a 6 health. Yeah, then that feels pretty good. Is there like a glint? So I would be defending this Damar's side with a priest, which feels kind of bad. Is there a glinting speed in? There probably would be. All you need is 2 attacks on that priest, and then I lose the game. Um, but Damar doesn't have a ton of boosts. Like it might not work out. The fact that I can't occupy this gate as well really sucks. I could let this spot be open. Um, I could move a warrior here, there, there. Ooh, this is interesting. There, warrior to here. It's just a problem because we have to let if we had one more magic, we could do this super easily. Oh, we can call forth to have an extra boy in hand though, so we can do our boy phase. Devout cultist, warrior, warrior, double infect these units. We leave this gate spot open. But infecting both of those sounds so nice. And well, there you go. Easy match for the Baron. Congrats. I do not think this game is close to over, unfortunately. Because well, just like the health that Daymar is gonna be at, like this is just horrifying. This is horrifying, and I hate it. Like I am I'm bringing Daemar to 1 health to do this. Like that can't be right. That can't be right. We're using convert. We're using call forth. All he needs to do is damage and then shadow pulse, and he wins the game. Like, no, that's not the play. Unfortunately, we could just. So should we do our first thought and just focus on the right side here, um, and let the left side go? The left side feels like the more important side here. Is there a more passive play where we just sort of chill for a turn? And we don't overextend. We don't need to. Um, and we just punch everything a little bit. We could do that as well. I especially like that because we could get an attack in with Daemar. I mean, I don't like them getting to regroup, but I just feel like I'm gonna give him an in. Um, there's no way we block all of the gates here. Um, and that could like Samara is coming out of that gate, and that's gonna suck. That's another way he does 1 damage to us. Now I'm thinking about it. Mm, mm-hmm. I don't really want to call forth just for a cultist, just to let myself um just to try to heal myself. Whew. Yeah, this is stressful. It's a tough decision, like because this play is all right. And we get in there and we've occupied this area, and he's afraid. But my play where I'm just chilling is also fine. If maybe slightly less cool. Oh, and we can occupy that gate with the priest too. Um, do we want to move Damar back even? Like, just be like, nah, he's not participating in this battle anymore. Um, I mean, if we could just hold this, oh my goodness, this game, man, game is nuts. Um, if it feels like I really want to get some value with Damar, or I really want to attack with Damar this turn, that health is going to be everything. It almost feels like I don't want Damar to be up here. Like, is the strat this like with this matchup just to have Damar chill in the back? Um, it's just so hard because the safe play is really doesn't feel good. Like we're not getting any attacks. We're kind of inviting Samara or something bad. Um, uh, blah 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 blah. It feels like I need Damar to heal. Oh, and we can't even summon all of these units if we would want to, unfortunately. Um, we could send Damar over here and like punch that warrior. No, then we just like die. So like we can't even heal. I feel like the fact that like this play feels so lackluster, it means we just need to go for it. Like we just need to just do that dumb thing where we get in there, punch cylinder, we're occupying this side, we let him have this side, and we just hope that leads to a W. I think I'm just gonna go with that. Why not devout straight up to stop escape? decent idea. What was my original thought? Yeah, no, that's absolutely better. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, and then we just I don't know. It feels like it could work. Could also fail terribly. Not sure. One of those things. Um, I want Daymar to attack. Is there a world where I put this priest over here and I just shoot it? Like, because if Daymar, is it better to have Daymar defended or is it better to have Daymar healed? Um, we definitely don't. I don't know, because if Daymar's gonna go to back to four, so like just a single Samara could kill us, but he could like glinting kill us anyway. But it would be kind of tough. Um, yeah, we're struggling. It sucks that we can't heal this turn. But like, yeah, this feels like a pretty pinnacle turn. I might even turn that into a Doom Cultist just to scare him. Nah, I gotta devout all the way. Um, do we damage this gate? I don't think we do. I think we're pretty happy with gate spots where they are this game. The warrior, where we maybe need to discard. Yeah, okay, that was a lot of thinking. Oh my goodness. Massimo Massimo just sent me a DM. Massimo, make a Twitch account. Massimo says Ranger incoming. That's very true. I appreciate that. I don't see how we play around it. I mean, Daymar could be healed up a spot, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do it. Like if we go up to 4 health, I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. We'll try to find a way out. We'll try to find a way out. Samara plus Ranger could just kill us. I don't know. We've I appreciate the thought. I do think you attacked priests. You do think I attacked the priest there. Really? Because Chase, like, I'm going to Blood Begotten here, so I'm down to full. I if I didn't, I would. If I kill it, I'm up to just 4 and undefended. If I kill it, I'm at 4 health and I'm undefended. So a 4 for 4 Samara just kills me. Um, Now I could put the priest over there, so it's more likely to live and whatnot. I guess you're hoping I just miss. Okay. Anyway, we've thought for long enough. uh, this is quite a game. Do you think we Doom Cultist here? Just to make him afraid. I think we might. Like that just might make it a little bit harder to play their turn. Yeah, it smells like losing to attack that priest. Um, I'm gonna go with this. Feel free to see, but it's hard to get 4 boosts plus 2 glint plus Samara is my idea. Here, I'll process that after I've hit an end turn. Do we get rid of this? Do we get rid of this warrior or this call forth if we're just like the call forth isn't happening? This is a bit of a tough decision because discarding call forth feels terrible, but like Daymar is so low on health, and it feels like we're going for assassination right now. And warrior is good. Okay, I'm going for it. I'm discarding call forth. Call me crazy. I think that's my crazy hot take right now. Um, how fast does he play Tome? Let's see. Uh, Tricky stuff. Let's see. But it's harder to get 4 boosts plus 2 glint plus Samara. But Samara just needs to go 4 for 4 and she kills me. Right? Like, I mean, maybe he doesn't go for that because he thinks he's dead if he misses the 4 for 4. Um, Um, I mean, here just a ranger 2 for 2 plus Samara kills me. I don't know. He needs to kill me this turn. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a puzzle like that's worth solving. Is Daemon like assuming we can win next turn, and he thinks that he has no way of being safe next turn? Does he go for? Is it safer for Daemar to be at 4 health with no priest, or 3 health with a priest? Um, yeah. So Samara can 4 on 4 if we're at 4 health. At 3 health, all it takes is a ranger plus Samara, or a ranger plus damage the gate plus um blah blah blah. The shadow pulse, um, or I mean, and then glinting in any of this. So to glint in, let's see if we wanted, let's say they don't, let's say for some reason you can't get Samara, I don't know, and if I don't have a unit here, all they need is a unit here, a unit here, a unit here, and 4 boosts. How easy is it to get 4 boosts? So you get 2 from there. All you need is tome, really, and you can probably get 4. It's a little bit complicated. I don't really know how you would tome. um he can't get boosts now. I mean, you could find a way. It's tough. I mean, I guess you'd have to like Shadow Knight here, double tome it, and then just like move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. And then to here, and then so that's 3 moves. Hey, okay, it took a little while. We should have had a bet for for the tome. But so that would be a way to get 4 boosts. No, not quite. It's tough. It's tough. Chase, I think you need to do a full 10-minute video breakdown about exactly which position is safer, because this is that's very tough. It's a very tough spot. I can see a Massimo puzzle in incoming, or the on the Summoner Zone. There's the puzzle turns of like find the kill, and there's also like just like here's a really tricky turn. If you wanna be upset, double toming cylinder. Nothing is safe. You are never safe. Double toming cylinder. O probably has pulse. And so going for the 2 on 2. I mean, I'll take that. Like, what, that's a 56% chance we win the game? Um Hey Charis, how we're going? Just kind of squirming in my seat over here. Don't mind me. I feel like, and you could also like ask, like, should I have just done a safe play here and I could have just occupied these gates? I felt like they could have eroded at me. I don't know. I was a little bit too scared for that. Darkness. What does darkness do for them? Darkness my gate? And then glinting in? You don't have boosts. Oh, and then you have 2 boosts? Okay, that's insane actually. You into darkness this gate. You into darkness this gate. You get the 2 boosts on cylinder. Ranger attacks, Seeker goes to the side, and then you glinting speed into Seeker. I feel like they probably, I mean, they're doing this play so quickly that you feel like they probably have it. They're making mage kill self. Well, you can just damage the gate too, but pop off. Oh my goodness. Darkness is so cool. It is. There's just a lot of crazy nonsense you can do. Maybe they don't have it. They need darkness and glinting, but they played at home. They have it. They either had darkness or glinting in their hand beforehand, and now they have the other one. Well, no, you can't reclaim darkness. Okay, so if the second darkness is bottom, anyway. And they definitely what? 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 Does he not see it? He can reclaim Glinting 100%. Did he need to reclaim another card? Did he need to reclaim the Seeker or something? Oh, he sees it. Did he get to that point and then only see via the button prompt? No. I'm calling that a W. All right? I'm calling that a W. I'm paying out points to Chase. Maybe he didn't reclaim Glinting if he didn't see it. Read chat. What am I missing? Sorry, did I miss something? Sorry if I missed a message. Oh, he's saying he read chat. Um he's like crap. Maybe right now he's real. Maybe he didn't see the play, and he's just seeing it now. But it's too late for him to go back and reclaim Glinting. Something's going wrong here, and I like that very much. Oh my goodness, what a game. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a little bit of a knot in my stomach from the stress of this game. But you know, that's there's a lot of fun to that too, of just being on edge. And he drew already. Yeah, he screwed up somehow. Let's go. Party in chat. Let's see some W's in chat. Easy matchup. Yeah, so fundamentally, this matchup is really just Baron Daemar favored because Shadow Elves players, I don't know, they just sort of think themselves to death. Like theoretically they always win, but you know, like they just sort of think and then they hit like an infinite loop error and then they just die. What about 2 out of 2 Ranger Pulse? Okay, you know what? We take that. We take that. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, so that 100% must have been a misplay. I don't see how that couldn't have been a because they could reclaim Glinting because they've played a Glinting already. 2 out of 2 Ranger Pulse still kills me, but you know, you take some, you lose some. Oh, are you just gonna kill the Seeker? Are you just gonna kill the Priest? Okay, no, we lose actually. um, though the other way was better because now we can miss if the five if the 3 doesn't kill, then the 2 has to be to kill Priest. This is risky. Yeah, this is risky. The chase play was better. Oh, this is wild. Wild game. You're not going for it? What are you going back to? Oh my goodness. Into darkness. Oh, wait, they have the speed. Okay, no, they've had the speed the whole time. Yes, yes. I'm silly. I mean, it's a Bua kills Ember Beast all over again. Jace is just laying in bed at night and just thinking about a Bua against that Ember Beast. You don't even need to do that. Wait, why is he doing this? Isn't this works? I mean, I'm dead. But um isn't this play worse? Yeah, this play is worse because the Seeker can just go to the side and then that's guaranteed 8. That's guaranteed 7 dice. Well, this play was not guaranteed. I'm just saying, Shadow Elves players under pressure, everything starts to fall apart. All right, this can miss. This can totally miss. This can totally miss. You guys feel the Vexer W incoming? And it's gone. Stace, I hope you enjoyed your life savings. They don't exist anymore. Choose outcome Vexer. Okay, well, someone just got very, very rich. Who was it? 1,530 points go to Nat 20 and her grata. Well, congratulations. uh dragged out for our effect. All right, I think Vexer will hop in chat and then we'll do a reverse. Oh my goodness. Close. We were close. You can definitely, yeah, someone I'm sick of thinking about it, but someone look at this turn, no, this turn, and figure out what you would do. Do. All right. All right, Vexer's saying, why don't we just do the other one before we chat? Um Don't feel that bad. Skill issue. This is what we need the skill issue emote for. Thank you though, thank you. All right, 2 minute break. Then we get to play it from the other side. Try to here. Let's do some breathing exercises together. So from here we could have just gone here, here. Yeah, we could have just gone there, there, and like killed this mage, and then they're kind of in a bad like. Would you guys? Yeah. So here's the question: would you guys prefer this turn where we send a war? So this is a warrior. The warrior kills this mage. This is the priest. It just sits there, and we literally don't use attacks 2 and 3. So I guess we could use them to even kill that gate if we wanted to. But so would you guys prefer this where we end the turn just occupying all of these gate spots? This is their only open gate spot. Like, do you feel like this is a winning this is the winning line? More so because we took a risk, we tried to trap cylinder, we lost. um would you guys prefer we just tread water, or would you prefer some other play? Yeah, I'm curious to hear other takes about this turn. Uh, and was Chase right about we were safer by? Yeah, I still don't believe Chase at all with the we were safer if we had just if we had attacked this and gone to 4, because then he just put like I mean, seeing what would have happened, they would have just put a seeker there and they would have just gotten even more dice on Damo. I do wonder what hesitation was at the end there. Did he have champs in mind mid play? Um, I think there's just a lot of iterations of that play, and I think unequivocally what he went with was not the best version. What he went with, what he should have done was, well, I guess I have to go from here. What what he should have done was, into darkness the gate. Seeker goes from here to here, and then you can return into there, and then this mage goes here. That's a guaranteed 7. What he went for, totally, if the seeker doesn't go 3 for 3, it's less than 7. Um, so, but like, thinking about really complicated plays in live games is hard, as it goes. All right, here's another link. Have we done enough deep breaths? I'm not sure if we have. Do plug in my computer here. And let's go. All right, we are the Shadow Elves. Okay. Well, believe it or not, for me, this feels harder. Maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. I feel like it's Shadow Wolves are very effective, but it is hard to play well. It is hard to play it at that top level with hand management and whatnot. Um, and if you just sort of fail to punish at the wrong time, it's very bad. The screen just looks all weird now. One second. Boop-a-doo. Okay, that's better. Still got that annoying oversaturated screen, but it's as we go. All right. I think Seeker steals this spot is pretty good. Um, do we do double attack on the warrior? Probably. So just Seeker warrior seems good. Um, we're not getting any boost this turn when we could be. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna do 3 moves, blah blah blah. We could get boosts. No, I think I'd rather occupy their life. And good stuff. Yep, let's go. Oh, vote up. Thank you, thank you. Let me finish the turn, then I'll do it. See if Chase can get back anything. Um Alright, Rangers suck and I hate them. Anything else? Nope. I think we will hold the Seeker, though. I mean, maybe we want to... I sort of hate Rangers in general, but maybe we want to keep the Rangers to damage Daemar. Not getting boosts this early on kind of feels bad. What I need to be thinking about... Normally I'm thinking about value for Shadow Elves, but I need to be thinking more about how I need to always have the Punish ready for Daemar. It needs to always be there. And without the Ranger, but I think I'm still gonna do this. All right, pull. There we go. All right. You see, Chase was willing to put it all down. I want like someone else got to put it all down. Give Chase the chance to win it back. Wow, that's quite a hand there. Yeah, and I struggle with things like early tome. I kind of just want to like use it to get tempo and not really like save it for some crazy Gunting play or something. I'm probably going to use Cylinder to attack this warrior. Yeah, so we don't have a punish for Daemar right now, which feels kind of bad. They got the convert immediately. Ugh, gross. There we go. We got 800. Is that 800 on me? Oh no. Oh no. Miss. Damn. All right, that is huge. Damn, I wanted to change points bet. Did you put points towards the wrong thing or something? Sounds like a skill issue. All right, I think Cylinder goes for this warrior, and if we miss, we cry, and that's where we're at. We're unfortunately not able to punish Daemar super well here. I'm kind of tempted to get like a Shadow Pulse going. That seems kind of bad. Do we tome a Ranger just to punish Daemar? That seems bad as well. There's a world where I do it. There's definitely a world where I do it. What would that look like? Seeker, Tome, Ranger, Cylinder. But if Cylinder doesn't get the 5-on-5, then we're just letting free damage on Cylinder. Um, that's probably fine. Um, the Shadow Pulse would be nice to just like make their life a little bit harder, but it's not that nice. Um, and yeah, the convert kind of sucks. They didn't use it at all. Yeah, do you feel like we need to punish this with a ranger right away? Um, I mean, it feels weird to use a tome so early. Yeah, I kind of like it. Let's go for it. So this is a little bit of a risky play, but I think it could work out though. To do. I probably hold into darkness. Oh, we're not. We gotta actually play the ranger. Oh no, we don't like have moves for it. Uh, yeah, I don't like it then. Hmm, I'm not sure. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, so that play seems bad. I'm not sure. So what's like the game plan? Like, what are we holding Tome for? Do we want to just kill this warrior? Do we want to just kill this Doom cultist? Um, I think we just hold on to Tome here for a second. And yeah, Seeker goes here. I don't know. And do we want to move this Ranger up a spot so they can't convert and steal this spot? It's probably worth it. And then we grab this. Um, yeah, seems decent. Seems all right. I'm not. Yeah, thought about it for a bit too long anyway. Easy every time. Get some quick magic? Question mark? Nope. We're not doing any boosts, which is a problem. We need to start doing some boosts. I'm gonna hold the tome. I'm not gonna hold the pulse. I'm gonna hold Into Darkness and the Seeker. Well, we have quite the hand already. We don't have boosts though. We need to like. I mean, the tome is instant boosts, but like this mage, somehow we've just kept using our moves to keep Daemar at arm's reach. Um, and yeah, we're just keeping Daemar at arm's reach, and we're not. We haven't been like this. Mate is so easy. If we just had one extra move each turn, we would have gotten a boost on that gate, but we just haven't had it. You have 4 boosts on demand. I think it's fine. Glinting turn ahead. But I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean you want to, but like having to get them on demand will limit your options. Like you get more options when you I don't know. And like you generally just want boosts. Boost equal win. That's the Shadow Elves puzzle has been solved. Boost equal win. We did it. And like for instance, I if I don't have these boosts, I can't bounce the Seeker, which I would like. The Seeker's kind of bad. Because I can't bounce it. Like for every Seeker you play, you want to have 2 boosts to pick it up, and that's not where we're at. 2 damage on Cylinder, is that what we're going for here? Or um yeah, I could definitely see a glinting play. Let's just see. Double cultist shield would be nice for him. That's probably what's happening. I mean, we could get in with Into Darkness, but I don't think it's really. Is it worth Into Darkness and Glinting just to dome Daemar for 5? Not sure. Seems like a pretty easy convert. I'd be pretty surprised they didn't go for it. Well, okay, they only got 3 cards in the discard pile. We know one of them is a cultist, but if it's only one, they might be considering this one instead. Yeah, so it's interesting. I feel like double cultist as a response, like 2 cultists in front of Daemar is like almost what you gotta start doing. Yeah, I guess we know. I mean, I guess they would have had to have. We would know like if they discarded and whatnot. All right, let's start getting some boosts. Like, I don't like that we're not threatening Daemar, but like, nah, I don't know. It doesn't feel good to just spend all of this to just get a few cheap shots in. Do we just want a ranger to punish Daemar right now? It's a little bit mid, but eh. Yeah, so we definitely could get in there, but it'd be difficult. Chip damage seems really, really bad. On Daemar, yeah, but like it feels like we would just be giving him the field and whatnot. It just doesn't feel right. Oh, we can steal this spot. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, so we steal this spot with a Shadow Knight. Um, oh, you don't think chip damage on Daemar is good here? Yeah, that's fair actually. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But like, I don't know. You still want a chip, you know? How it goes. Okay, I think we gotta make them spend the convert on this, and somehow my boost economy continues to suck. Um, why did I summon this here when this spot is just better? Um, okay, I kind of want to use the move to get Cylinder back to safety, unfortunately. I could not. Like, screw Cylinder. Nobody likes Cylinder. Also, tome for Ranger is vomit. That's very true. I'm usually fine just dumping a tome on anything. I don't really care. I'm worried we're gonna start getting rushed down pretty quick. That very quickly the tables will turn against us here. But I think this is fine. So fine that I think we can occupy this spot. And yeah. Yeah, still pretty unhappy with just generally how we don't have any boosts. I'm hyped for his segment. Oh goodness, does he have 7? Oh, he does. Well, I'm glad that we somehow managed to sort of play around that. Not in range of Cylinder at least. Good jump to there. I did not notice he was at 7. But it's fine. And we got some cards and they're good. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Why not hit gate, Ben? Oh, because I wasn't thinking. Cause skill issue. Don't like it's the score because like you're thinking, why not hit gate? What do you think Vexer's thinking? He's he's like, oh my god, why is he not hitting this gate? There must be something I'm not thinking of. He's squirming right now. It's fine. We'll just discard the pulse. No, that is pretty L. Oh, we also could have hit this gate. Listen, we're doing fine. It's gonna be great. We're gonna sit back and accumulate boost, and by that I mean we're not doing that at all, and it sucks. Vexer, this poor child's pity. Aha, Casamara. See, we can just kill Casamara, and that'll be great. Um, like if Cylinder had 3 more boosts right now, I would feel really good. Cylinder without 3 more boosts, and I don't feel really good. Like somehow that's all it takes, and that's the difference. I might use a glinting on Casamara. Is that an L take? Like we glinting on that cultist after we tome Seeker. He's playing this much more reserved than I did, which is cool to see. But I also don't feel like I'm setting up as well as him. I wonder if he's very deliberately thinking about like mage lines, not letting me shoot, not letting a mage like movement line work out in my favor. Cause yeah, I'm definitely worried about them just starting to advance. I mean, I'm just gonna keep throwing resources at them to try to stop that, I think. That's just the unfortunate reality of what we have to do here. But no boosts just suck so much. Not a fan. Refusing to boost sell? Oh my goodness. It's a real thing. The squirm factor. They squirm out of their seats. Oh, death threat's pretty huge. What, you gonna do it on that cultist instead of just attacking with that cultist? It feels wrong. Never mind. Oh, I see. Because now this cultist can kill the seeker. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. And now we can't really get to Casamara very easily. Getting sort of a setup around Casamara is great because then it's like, what am I gonna? I spend all my resources on Casamara, and then all of a sudden, wow! And you also got an attack on that mage. That's awesome. Um, and then Daymar still exists. Yeah, this is not looking great for us. I think I just am gonna tread water at this point. For lack of anything better to do. Is there anything I'd want to glinting or tome? I could tome a seeker for fun. Z's. Um, I might as well like kill that devout cultist. That makes their life a little bit harder. Um, we really just gotta remember that they suck at moving. They suck at moving. Um, do we want a glinting even? And just like dome Casamara? I appear to have set up the glinting turn without even really thinking about it. Okay, this is what we're doing either way, so it's fine. I can I can make this not take back a bullet. That's fine. We got the pulse. Oh, the pulse is so good here because we damaged that gate earlier. Oh goodness. Um, do we just do the glinting? I think we do, honestly. That's pretty good. Where's the gate going? Um, I'm almost tempted to put it on the right side here to make it difficult for them to get in. Because this left side isn't really threatening us right now. Gate like here? I mean, I could see it getting swarmed, but I feel like that'll work out for us. Um, yeah, and we don't want to like give them options for things to kill with Casamara this turn. So maybe we pick up the mage at the end of the turn. Okay, so let's not do any stupid misplays. We're gonna glinting speed. We're gonna just dome Casamara. Awesome. We found a line. Let's go. I hate myself. Oh, welp. 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 Okay, do we want to think about... I really don't want to let Casamara assassinate this knight. Um, Pulse has you! Chase, you are pulling the weight here. Um, would be a bit better if I could damage both of those things as well, but we're not going to think about that. Easy. Chase, this game is just too easy. Do I want to kill this mage too instead of picking it up? Um, Probably not. Thank you, Chase. But let's get this kill first. We could just kill the mage. Like, I have nothing against just killing the mage. I think I have enough boost. I mean, would I rather, do I need the boost or the value? Because we're gonna spend 2 to get out. I don't know if I want to spend 4 to get out. I feel like I would rather have the boost. Let's just kill it. Let's just kill it. I don't normally do this, but flash step, undying devotion. Let's just kill it. I'm protecting my investment. Did you have more points, Chase? Uh, and let's get out of there. And let's dump the ranger because we can. He's getting more devouts. Yeah, that is the real skill issue. Okay, we did a turn. We did a turn. Nice work. It only involves some suffering. But here's the thing that I love. Can't double attack this knight this turn. There is no combination of moves besides literally segment, which they can't afford, which allow them to get 2 attacks on this knight this turn. So Casimir is not getting any value. And that's why I really wanted to kill this cultist. They couldn't do it. That's also why I didn't want to send the Seeker here. Maybe we should have picked up that Seeker, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because that just gives them another target for no reason. Um, Priest plus Deathrite is 5, buddy. Oh, that's true. Well, 5 never hits. Skill issue. Um, I think I maybe should have picked that up. I mean, hopefully they just miss or don't have Deathrite. I don't know. Yeah. That is true. Daemar can buff units. I need to be thinking about Daemar's deck. Oh, and there's also Transfuse. Oh, that knight is so dead. That knight is so dead. Fuck. Fuck. Whatever. It's fine. We'll live. And Casamara hopefully dies soon, but yeah, I mean they got us to spend our glinting speed on Casamara, so well done to them. But otherwise, impossible. It's basically impossible, guys. Like, don't worry about it. I think I put a priest up there. They could easily miss though. Ooh. Or not have it. And damn it, like I'm really just like I'm playing this matchup as much as I can. I'm trying to keep Damer at arm's length. Like I'm trying to make it hard for them to get in here. And they've still managed to get in, but they've used one convert already. So hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Econ wise, we're kind of tied, and by kind of tied, I mean they're ahead by a bit. But we could hope to outlast them anyways. They got a death right. I feel like they got a. If they have a death right, they could 3-on-3 that Seeker, which would be insane, because then we don't have a Seeker. That would really suck. I'm really hoping the Seeker doesn't die, actually. Like, I kind of think I should have grabbed it at the end of last turn. Alright. Well, Transfuse gets Samara back up there, so that kind of sucks, but no death right. Punch in my gate, good stuff. Love to see it. Faithful servants. Yep. Not letting me get in that easily. And do we got the transfuse? One card in hand? No transfuse. This game is just too easy, guys. Like, man. I wish I could just like explain to you how to do these strats, but it's not for the faint of heart. Okay, so I mean it'd be great if I could pick up that knight, but I categorically cannot. I mean I could move it out of the way. And then send another knight in. I could I could move it to here and then pop it and then the seeker goes in. That's not very good. um what if we just kill Casamara? I mean, okay, they're gonna convert and get that spot back, and that's bad. What if we just kill Casamara? That's easier said than done, unfortunately. I mean, we can just do it with the Seeker. We could just pull an. I mean, this play is good. Like, we could just pull another knight into there. Um, that takes all 3 moves, though. And I want to spend some move. Like, I finally have some mages. I want to get some free boosts, you know? Um, I could just Into Darkness that Devout Cultist. It's an Abua versus an Ember Beast if Night kills. Um, yeah, I mean, getting Cylinder in there feels pretty good to just like finish up. Like, I gotta kill Casamara. I can't let like they didn't draw it for a turn. I can't give them the time now to draw it. Um, and yeah, how much is Cylinder gonna be punished from here? I don't think at all. So yeah, I think we mage. I think we seeker. Do and all right, let me make sure I'm certain about this. Yeah, that's three attacks. That's good. Do we want a glinting or something? Nope, we don't. And then we get out of there. It's a shame we can't do it. Like, I would much rather have another mage down, but I can't risk the other mage. Um, three on three to kill Casamara. I mean, it could be the other mage could do it plus the knight. Hmm. But then this free kill I'm just not taking advantage of. But this free kill, it sucks a little bit more now because of that gate. They can now double attack this mage. So maybe I'm fine with um not attacking that and letting it come. I don't think so. Let's just go. Yeah, card draw first. Yeah, and I don't. Oh, they do have seven magic. Well, this was a bad time to realize that, wasn't that? Uh, skill issue. Um, that's fine. That's fine. It is totally fine. Lucian, gonna go in the discard pile. Woohoo! All right, a Bua on an Ember Beast. You ready for it? What's he gonna do? Hit me in the face? Exactly. Shadow Elves don't care about you hitting me in the face. A Bua does, in fact, always kill the Ember Beast. Um, and then discard Lucian just to spite her Grata. Um, is there a world where we actually play Lucian in this matchup? Um, I don't think I can make it work, but I appreciate that Lucian. This like actually could be a matchup where Lucian could do something. Um, uh, can't keep getting away with it. All right, give me a quick 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Gaming. What's the worst he can do? Hit me in the face? Yeah. Uh, Sekhmet's really good here. Oh, he didn't play Sekhmet. All right. Come back to a Baron win screen. Tell me about it. It's funny. It's just like sometimes playing Shadow Elves goes so well, and then sometimes I'm just like, I just no, I just don't have these guys mastered. It's sort of like sometimes if your opponent just sort of sits back and lets you just like milk boosts with Shadow Mage, it's just like, oh, easiest game of my life. Um, but then if they like know how to play around Shadow Elves or whatever, then it's just like, because I kind of suck, don't I? Warrior counters Mage super easily. Yeah, that's kind of bad. We shouldn't have let that happen. But I mean, if it misses, that's huge. So maybe we're fine. Infect on this knight is pretty insane. Might be able to grab that knight. If not, though, if they miss, they might have death right. We'll have to see. But yeah, Vexer's just totally fine not using Daemar this game, which is like maybe that like as Jexic said, just like you got Royal Warriors, like that's all you need. um, Take it all back, summon segment. We're gonna hold Into Darkness until this gate's at 5. That's how this goes. All right, we have to continue to play around their stuff. We have to continue to remember that um, transfuse exists and segment exists. I think that's the most important thing. Talia goes in my new Eternal Council build, I think. Yeah, okay. Have fun with that. I'm actually curious to hear about that. You'll have to tell me later. Learning how to play the vampires, taking notes. Yeah, just being like, all right. So real quick, what cards does my opponent have? Let me try to remember. um, it's funny because some things are kind of instinctual. Like I feel like if you play against a faction enough, like things like you sort of are just like everything Takulu can do. I can like it feels like that my brain enters that process very quickly. But there's like a new process for every summoner. All right, skill issue. Liberty is resolves. You're saying, Chase. Um, Law of Liberty is the resolve symbol. Yeah, it's funny because like on the on the Daymar end of this, I'm like Daymar's gonna die. This sucks. But on the Cylinder end, I'm like if I damage Daymar, he's just gonna heal. This sucks. And so clearly there's a skill issue in there somewhere. That infect blows. Okay, he's prioritizing killing that knight. Makes sense. Just kidding. Never punished. I feel myself slowly bleeding to death right now. How do I stop this? Do I use a mage to kill the cultist? Man. In a world where I Talia the 10 health gate because I didn't forget to damage it that one time and then did something. It's not a world. There is no world. And yet in a world. I think we defend and don't give this warrior a target. I think is where we're at. We're gonna let them take this spot. They've done it. They've penetrated our forces. It's now too expensive to try to hold down the fort. I can't do it. I mean, I could pick up the Seeker, have Seeker go here, kill, get in, have a Knight go here, have a Mage, and yeah, I guess that has to be a Mage. Like, so I could occupy all the spots that need to be occupied for me to continue to be occupying the spots. Um, but it now feels like I'm losing value too fast by doing that I can't really afford it. Um, let's see. And then how are we killing this devout? I would love to do it with a mage, but I can't really afford that. So I guess we'll do it with a seeker. Maybe this mage milks this gate back here for the walls. Yeah. All right, good stuff. We got both into darknesses. That's good. Not really. Um, all right, we're in there. Easiest 2 out of 2 of my life. I mean, double into darkness, they'll never see it coming, etc. It is funny, like Daemar just being able to heal, it does just like totally change how you think about everything. Um, does this make okay? How many specials have they successfully rolled here? Because it feels like a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie. Um, okay, I think it's hard enough for them to kill this seeker. Do we have more seekers if they do kill it? They would need to do some nonsense. They would need to have a death right to kill the seeker. I think I'm willing to risk it. Do we want to attack a gate or something? I don't think so. Holding 2 into darknesses feels like shit, but where we're at right now. All right, real quick. Devout cultist was destroyed. All right, that's we got. This would be a good thing to bet to do polls on as well. All right, we got 1 back to hand, 1 not. I'm counting on my fingers right now. Okay, I'm just gonna count the number that go back. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of 9, he has gotten 7 back to hand. That is the true skill issue. That's insane. What was this game? That luck is nuts. It's a 1 in 3 chance to roll a special for each one of those dies. He should have gotten 3. Like, because normally I'd be thinking like, double into darkness, because no one plays around double into darkness. Like, maybe I could get some kills, but like, it's just not like it's not how Daemar works. Always a handful of cultists. Can't play discard them fast enough though. It's a hard knock life. Um, all right, looks like my seeker will live. Might be able to ping Daemar with glinting speed, and we have another tome. So if I could get a glinting on Daemar right now, I'd be pretty happy. Unfortunately, I don't really have the trash units to drop behind because I'm holding on to these into darknesses. Oh, if he attacks my gate, that'd be awesome, actually. Um, for that reason, he probably won't. Because he does, in fact, know. That's the thing. I feel like it's honestly way harder to know the right way to play against Shadow Elves than it is to play as Shadow Elves. And so, like, if you're at that level of playing as them, the real benefit is now you know how to play against them. Like, and Aaron will always boast, like, the people that are like, this matchup is unwinnable against fungal dwarves. He's like, I'll like, I'll play it. I'll play it. Give me your fungal dwarves, and I'll play it. That he feels like he can play against fungal dwarves very effectively. He's afraid. Yep, dropping the gate. Um, Oh, okay, yeah. I was hoping he was gonna drop a cultist there, and then we are gonna be able to glint in, but that's not happening. Fortunate. Glint in Daymar turn. If I wish, I was hoping for it. I was hoping for it. Nope, I'm going all back. I mean, the play he did seemed good. Like that was defensible. Like I wasn't gonna get like I would have done that play. Seriously, he's taking it passive here. That kind of boggles my mind. He doesn't feel safe with that. Like he was 100% safe. I mean, maybe he's feeling like he's losing value there and he doesn't need to. Um, which is fair. God, my hand sucks. Thank goodness he attacked that gate. That makes this way better for me. um, interesting. Okay. Well, what do we do? Um, okay, so the hardest decision is where is this 10 health gate going? I feel like a good spot is here. We could also consider putting it a spot back. Nice to give you a breather turn. Seriously, I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't agree with him doing that. But I'll be very curious to ask about it later. We can have a seeker just punch a warrior just for fun. Um, okay, but here's like I will really screw myself with bad. Like replacing the 10 health gate is the biggest decision you're making in a game. Um, so I could really screw myself here. Um, Problem here too is I want to occupy this gate, but I can't really. Like I can occupy it with a seeker. Um, or I could pick up this knight and replace it, but that feels like crap. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, is there a world where we just like totally say screw you and put the gate like in the back? um, where we just like put the gate here? That's generally like a big no-no. Unfortunately, the breather turn is like the hardest turn. Yeah. Um, because like a play like that will be attractive and then just like totally screw me. Because not being able to hide cylinder behind a gate is really, really rough. And can real because then you just always need to be putting a unit in front of cylinder, and that is tough. I mean, what if I just put the gate like what if I just put it like there or something? So then I can still put cylinder behind it. Um, what's my plan though to get value this turn? Also, like we're taking quite a bit of time on these turns. Maybe not so great. If I just put the gate one spot back. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of having the seeker go hit the warrior and then bounce back, and then we grab it. Um, I could just do that and put Daymar behind this knight, and then put the gate there. Um, or I could just put the gate here and call that fine, because that is probably fine. And now it just makes it a lot harder for them to like do the advances they want to. Let's just do that. So let's return to Shadow. What cards do we have to draw here? Some knights, some tomes. Okay. Oh, but wait, we can't double return to Shadow here. We can't get two, or can we? No. I mean, I could get a second mage and double damage this to get two boosts. That seems wasteful. Seems very wasteful. I could have a second mage just shoot this warrior. Um, I could take inactivity damage. There's a lot of options. I could just have a mage shoot the warrior. That feels kind of bad, but it's all right. Um, and so my moves would be. It sucks not to move the knight though. I mean, do I want to just sacrifice like a single mage instead? Why don't I? Why am I engaging over here? Screw this. You live your best life over there. Why don't I just send it over here? Since this is like a lot more of a threat right now. Um, I hate playing the Seeker without bouncing it is the problem. Um, I could play a mage too, so I could like actually kill him. Um, yeah. Mage to there, Seeker to there, try to kill the warrior. Mage gets a boost here. I like it enough. I like it enough. Um, Other gate gets discarded. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see how it looks. We do a knight. Move on. Punch. So throwing away the seeker like this feels bad, but that's fine. Um, I think having a gate here. I mean, we could even put a gate there. I think a gate here will help though. Um, and then we into darkness this gate. Put it back here. That's interesting. I'll have to ask Vexer about gate placement as Shadow Elves. That'll definitely be on the docket. I need, I need like a list of things to ask him, and that's fine. Okay. We will force them to come to us. All right, that kind of sucks. Force Seeker to the side. Oh, we could have picked up the Seeker because we are damaging. Well, it's too late now. We have another Seeker, so it's kind of fine. And this was part of this gate strategy as well. I'm not letting them have that spot right away. And this is their second convert, and after that they're out of converts. So I'm suddenly feeling a little bit better about this game. Yeah, we hold these. Feeling a little bit better about this game. So it is tough. Priest to give the extra. Just gonna heal up Daymar in the back. It's interesting that he thinks he can just heal up Daymar in the back. I would not be comfortable with that. At all. Like, I don't feel like he can play a ranged game here. Like, Daymar ranged game seems like a meme. But he's doing it, so we'll see. We'll see. We're definitely both like down on the clocks, like taking some like big thinking turns. I've been in analysis mode where I definitely should have been comfortable just taking faster turns because now we've screwed ourselves a bit. Now we gotta these late game turns have got to be faster because 15 minutes on the like once you hit 15 minutes on the clock, you really just got to be like, okay, turns are like 2 minutes. Yeah, you can no longer think. Yeah, because 15 minutes is just like, I mean, it's like, oh, I got 15 minutes, but like, no, you don't. Like, if if a turn takes 3 minutes, you have 5 turns. Just trades. Yeah. The Vexer, I mean, Vexer's got 5 minutes on us. Here, let me refresh to make sure that's accurate. Um, There we go. Oh, sorry. There's gonna be a big bunch of audio in a second here. Okay. Loud noise. Yep, and just I mean this feels really good for us. This feels like a good position. This warrior can't be double attacked. They're at 6 health. Um, we can just keep milking our gates. I'm almost tempted to summon another mage just to milk gates some more. Um, I could shoot that guy. Interesting. I could even like put a mage here and just shoot that cultist. That seems greedy, but like they can't punish it too well. I guess they just punish it with a warrior. But I could put this knight here too. Um, no, I think I'm gonna force them to advance. Okay, Jace is right. No, I mean even when I say I don't have time to think, I still like don't internalize it. I don't have time to think. We could put a mage there and just trade. Feels and then I start thinking again, and then I start doing this stupid thing called thinking. I kind of want to force them to like to do their worst, to send some units down there, and then we get first attack. I don't really see why it needs to happen any other way right now. Um, okay, let's continue to draw some cards for funsies. All right, I'm not sure. So I'm tempted to like do a play where we attack the cultist with a mage, but oh, this isn't in range of cylinder. Interesting. Okay, cylinder's here now. Lol. Is that dumb? Eh. No, wait. Okay, stop. the the thinking brain is not working. Why did I click that button? Why did I click the wrong button? That's so bad. It's three versus 4 health on a mage. It's like you cherish your health on a mage. I even moved cylinder so I could damage the gate, and I didn't get the boost when I damaged that mage. Okay, that was just like nerves or something. I don't know what's the skill issue over here. Okay, Samara is good. We can always grab Samara if we need to again. I mean, there really isn't a benefit to discarding Samara right now because we don't really. There's no way this is a Samara game. I just don't really play Samara champions. I know champions are fun. Yeah, because now this trade and we didn't get a boost. That's just that's just frustrating to brain fart like that. But just how it goes. And so I guess he's thinking he was fine with that because he's thinking he can just have a warrior um trade over here and that'll be fine. And maybe he's right. I mean, it was a lot better when this mage had more health. I'll tell you that. Tell you that for sure. And so he's just planning on doing warrior trades for the rest of the game. That's interesting. Is that really the plan here? I don't want to use I'm tempted to use the tome for a seeker, but like that's my last tome. It's a shame we haven't drawn the seeker. Um, there's a pretty good use of the tome though. Like seekers are just such an important part of our plan in general. Oh, yes. There is mercy and glory for us still. That is so huge. Um, there's a world where we send a mage and a knight down this row. Um, it just sucks because like nothing trades well with warriors. Yeah, there's a world where we grab that side again. It sucks a little bit because we move cylinder, and so now we wouldn't get a boost from that knight. Yeah. I kind of just want to tome and trade over here, um, and then pick up both of the units. Um, yeah, this is a very interesting game. I feel like I'm not certain I'm not certain how this is working for him, though it seems like it sort of will be. And so that scares me. Also, this is like going well into a late game that I don't know if either of us is prepared for. Um, I want to be able to pick up that mage, but that might not be in the cards. Um, no, I can spend a move on that. Move, Ben, move. We're playing the game. You're right. I think that would be a pretty good emote. Is the clock is ticking. Do 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 do. All right, all right, all right, all right. Went from in your face to hang back comfortably. Yeah, what? Damar's not supposed to be able to hang back. That's not allowed. We don't allow that over here. I think we can discard that gate. Well, maybe not. Please kill it. Thank you. Um, and I would attack something, but I can't. I think I'm gonna grab this, contrary to popular opinion. I mean, if they kill it though, the thing is, if they kill this, then okay, I'm grabbing the Seeker, but if they kill the mage with like a random shot, we can drop another mage to kill the cultist, so it's kind of bait. And if they kill this with the warrior, then we can also kind of screw them. So actually, I think I just kind of hold here. Are we gonna need one more magic next turn? Um, move, Ben, move. uh, I'm writing that down in emote ideas. 10 minutes. They're at 16. Yeah, we don't have time. All right, I'm officially. I got it in my head. First play we see is the play we're doing. This is gonna be a very long game from here on out. We just gotta go. we have spent we have used our time as a resource, and the resource is spent, and we will literally lose the game instantly if we do not go. Um, letting this trade feels bad, but I'm still letting it happen. We'll see. Um, okay, loud noise. Not really. Okay, so I'm hoping that we've baited this warrior. That was the plan. The warrior was bait. We have baited the warrior. How is this gonna work out for us now? Um, I guess we can just kill it with cylinder, honestly. All right, they're finally on the move here. They're finally going for it. Um, I think our response will be mage, knight, cylinder attacks, um, and that's it. That'll be the response. That's our last mage, interestingly. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful with that. Priest is gonna occupy. Their clock is ticking too. So I like that. Warrior is coming down. Interesting. I like that a lot because that's like I can't deal with both of these. I can't punish both of these warriors. Um, that's very good. Um, I think I'm gonna let them come. I could hit it with a seeker actually. And and then let this side be fine. We only have a certain amount of attacks, though. He might time out too if he's not thinking. Oh, that's another special, of course. Every special. 5 out of 5. Um, yeah, I don't know if we want to just throw the mage here again, just because it feels kind of good to have these guys trade blows. It feels like this side is more threatening. Ooh, you grab that. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Well, we're just gonna focus that then. That's your last convert though. This game, I'm starting to get vibes like that game with Prophet we had earlier. Oh, you're gonna kill it? Okay, that changes things too. Now that mage can't hide. Um, that will change how we play. Um, what if I just go for the 5-on-5 on this warrior? What if I use Into Darkness on a warrior? What if I use a seeker and a seeker and a mage to kill that warrior, and then I go for 5-on-5 on that warrior? All these things and more. They're all bad. Okay, let's just do this. Well, might as well put it here. Do I want to just summon another mage to get some random boosts because we have extra moves? Seems wrong somehow. All right. Cylinder, mage. Bit knowledge, and do we want another gate? Let's do it. That'll make things more annoying for them. And let's go. 5-on-5. I don't actually think we really want the 5-on-5. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Then it's here, and we're exposing cylinder. We're doing the hashtag exposing cylinder play. We could let the seeker defend cylinder. That is an option we have right now. You know, we could have even done it better. Do we? I don't. This was not the plan though. Yeah, I don't like it. I think we pick it up. Do we need more magic from something here? I don't think so. We're about to get rushed, but I had a quick panic of wait, do they have segment magic? No, they don't. So we take 2 more damage to the face. That's the second death right gone, right? Death right, and then what else is there? Transfuse, we haven't seen any of. Vestabrana, oh, so that is 3 to the face. Damn. Okay, well that's pretty bad. Hopefully we only take 2. Because once we get a certain level of low, we have to be afraid of like assassinations with killing our Shadow Knights and whatnot. Very tense. Yeah, no, that's very strong. That's very strong. Very strong. We can have a Seeker to attack Vesnabrana twice. If they have Transfuse, though, we don't want to attack it twice unless we're killing it. So we want to wait. Vexer's on the clock. Vexer said earlier that they don't have much experience with live games, so at least at least we got that we're both sweating on the clock here. Yeah, I might just send a knight. Okay, awesome. We only took 2. That's what we wanted. Please don't kill. Oh, it has 3. Oof. What? You're not damaging Daymar there? Oh, you have transfuse. Crap. Interesting. Alright, that's a problem. Because we do want to kill this warrior. We'll probably play a seeker to kill it. That'll be fine. So interestingly, we a little tough. Oh, we can even into darkness this turn. Um, we probably want to. Do we want to replace the gates? Let's just do 2 knights actually. That's pretty nice. And then we do the seeker. Yeah. This is pretty good. I mean, they're not going to assassinate our gate, so we don't need to into darkness right now. Um, it's a little bit tense, I won't even lie. Do we defend our Shadow Knights and like move the Seeker up a space even? We might. I mean, they can't kill both of them though. They're probably going to focus that one, so... I really want to just replace the gate right now. Whatever. Let's just go. It's not like they're gonna assassinate it, so there's no point. Get the damage. Oof. Okay, that sucks. That's awful. Because now they could threaten assassinating the gate, and he knows we've used both tomes, so we gotta just leave this seeker here. Otherwise, we could move it a spot back. Now they can even kill both Shadow Knights in one. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. I think we still leave it though and hope they miss or something. Crap. Do I really want to go into the next turn with 0 magic? See, that's really bad too. And they can just pull these knights. Do I want to just like grab these knights back or something? And then discard one? That's kind of wild, but I feel like this is not a good position for me here. I mean, they could really miss on the knights. Not killing that warrior is so bad. I mean, they miss on the knights, and then they miss on the knights, but then we don't have magic. We just need magic. We need at least 1 magic into this next turn here. But then they would just assassinate the 10 elf gate. All right. Well, we've dug this grave. Do we discard like a glinting speed or something and hope to really win a long game? Discard a mage. We gotta discard something. All right. Well, glinting speed is gone. I don't know. Squirm factor. They're gonna have to play around it the whole time. I don't know. We had to make a crazy weird decision there. I guess so. Did Vexer just sit back and be like, "I think I can win econ"? I'm just very impressed that this strategy is working. Yep, can get both gates dead right now, or can get both knights dead right now. That would be devastating. Could miss too. I mean, miss on that knight, and we're fine at least. If both knights die, so you might just go for the seeker here. I'm not sure. Going for the seeker. Yeah, that makes sense. the safer play. We could Into Darkness the warrior and then like attack the priest or something. Was really hoping to have an assassination lined up for Vesna Brana. We could pray for a 5-on-5 on a warrior, with Cylinder and also assassinate Vesna Brana. We could not care about Vesna Brana. They've only used one transfuse though. I don't know. That scares me. Like transfuse on Vesna Brana is just too big a threat to ever allow. Wow, didn't Blood Begotten there? Are you serious? Oh, you have transfuse. I see. Every time it happens, it's like, oh, that's so good. My unit gets to live. And then it is ripped away from you. Okay, well, no more transfuse. So that's a win, right? um, Cylinder, we have managed to use all of Cylinder's health as a resource very effectively. So effectively that now he has no health. Um, okay, how does this game? How do game? How do I game? Such a bad spot. Such a bad spot. We need to kill the warrior. We need to kill Vesna Brana. Maybe we just damage Vesna Brana. And pray. Okay, can we replace the 10 health gate in a way that makes something kind of awkward for them? Probably. Okay, let's do it such that our knight is. I just want to think so much about this turn, and we do not have that luxury. I was thinking of putting the 10 health gate there, so it's like just annoying and in the warrior's face while we deal with the other warrior. That seems like the only option here. Um, do we depend on them like missing big or something? Um, nope. I don't know. Well, yeah, we're just gonna hope they miss big on this night. Oh, we could Into Darkness that warrior even. That would be kind of good. It's a shame we can't get 3 attacks this turn. Is Into Darknessing that warrior just effectively doing the same thing? Because this knight is dead. If that warrior survives. Okay, let's say we're pulling this warrior no matter what. Okay, we just gotta go. I'm incapable of not thinking. Um, can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. Gotta think. Alright, and knight over here. And that's that. And we're pulling this knight. And are we discarding? We got to. We got to have any chance, though. This is now looking like an econ loss. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I feel like, well, I mean, like when he pulled back, there's like a sinking feeling, like, oh God, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? But it's like, surely we go ahead, but no. I mean, maybe I can sit back and see why it feels like. I mean, because I spent so much of the early game trying to keep him from going up, it feels like he lost. It feels like I lost value trying to keep him to come forward, and then he's just like, no. At this point, I think I can just play the value game. 1 second. Give me 10 seconds. What a game! The first game was like exciting and wild, and then this game is just slowly, slow crushing defeat. Wow, Vesna Brana, that 1 health on Vesna Brana is just doing so much for you. Yeah, and it's from this position, there's nothing we can do. In this position, we are dead. So I mean, probably last turn we should have taken a bigger risk and like tried to go for 5-on-5 with Cylinder or something. Um, it is over. Wow, Vesna hitting for 5 makes me want to cry. Um, yeah. Yep. Well, I don't know. Hope this warrior only does 1 damage or something. That's where we're at. That is gonna be game. Ugh. And what a game it was. Yeah, I guess I really I need to go back and see at what point we lost the value. I mean my previous account I can see that it makes sense how like I lose the value by trying so hard to stop them from advancing. And I mean, and maybe there's a line there where I sort of have more value even though I'm also stopping them. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely it feels like could have played better. And there it is. There's the game. uh GG. Um wow, have we really been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes? Insane. These 2 games have taken um do I'm just gonna get Vexer in call here. Um let me see. Yeah, just give us a quick second. Hello. And it looks like your mic's muted right now. Well, it was a rough
Hey,
matchup anyway. Hey,
hey,
how's it
hello,
going?
man. Yeah, here we go.
Nice to hear you. That was wild.
Yeah, those were quite some games. Yeah,
The first game was a lot more intense. The second game was just like, oh goodness, I guess I lose. I did not expect to lose the value game with you retreating. Yeah,
yeah, that was the key moment. At that point, it's hard for Mr. Order to really try to like assassinate or finish off there. Like it's too risky. Yeah, but we'll cover that one. Let's see. So I guess we probably want to start talking about the first game first, and then just while
yeah,
we talk through that, we can talk through some of the things that we could say are the keys of the game or the matchup.
yeah, sounds good. Do you want to?
So, how can I see your screen? It's a sharing screen, I think in Discord. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you can't, you
yeah,
can see it
I
in
can see it
Discord,
now.
and there won't be delay. Cool. Let me know if
Yeah.
that's looks good. You wanna start at the beginning, like click through the turns, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, so, and this one, well, you followed oh, actually, hold on, let me mute this.
Oh yes, sorry.
Getting some echo, but if,
You should be able to click to mute it.
but I'm also using that mic.
Yes, I'm not sure what you would have. You need to click on the stream somehow and get it to mute.
Just, mm,
I wish I had a way to stop that from happening. Hopefully I've had people be able to before.
yeah.
Just give us a second. We're just
That's
gonna get
okay.
everything set up and then we'll
Well,
start
I
chatting
guess I
about
can
it.
just watch on the stream.
You can watch on the
That's okay.
stream. It's not working. Okay,
You just, yeah, I'm gonna just go to the stream because,
I'll try to figure that
I
out for
guess
next
I'm
time so it
using the
works better.
mic on that Discord thing, so
Yeah, I mean, there's usually a way that you can click on somebody to mute them. Like if I right click over your name, for instance, I can click mute. And Should be a way for you to do
Yeah.
that for my stream, but I can't quite.
Yeah, the thing is, if you mute me, like, yeah, you will lose the audio. So my audio is going through that.
Yeah. Well, it's fine.
All
There'll
right.
be a bit of delay.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, like I think, well, let's just see a few of the keys of this matchup, right? Like with against Crimson Order in general, actually, not specific to this matchup. Is avoiding the count, right? Like the summoner, what's the name of the guy, Damar, like starving him as much as possible, right? Like when he's shooting stuff and also using the warriors, it's hard to keep up, right? Like they hit too hard, at least like four. So it's a coin toss if they kill your mages in one shot. Many times they can hit for 5 or 6 easily, for 5 with the priest or with the death right. So it's really hard to keep up even if you're bouncing stuff with Shadow Elf. So at that point, the only way to avoid that really is to try to avoid the count as much as possible, which it was interesting. In the second game, you were doing that. Like you were not really giving me a lot of targets, but I didn't really see my warriors for half of the game. So at
Mm-hmm.
first, I didn't really have to spend a lot of blood on him. And at the end, I was able, like, I had plenty of blood at that point to use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one is for Crimson Order, really, they want to abuse as much as possible the blood abilities. And it's also hard to take down the warriors if you don't kill them on the same turn. There's always the risk of the transfuse afterwards, which is just a pain to deal with. So similar to Shadow Elves, you really want to try to finish off units when you're playing against Crimson Order, so that in that turn you have at least like 2 attacks or maybe even 3 to try to finish off a warrior and not leave them like halfway through because the risk of the priest, like it's really easy to just line up a priest
Mm-hmm.
to for them to just hit 3 or 5, which just makes them just brutal, right? So similar principle applies with shallow elves, in which you want to try to finish off the unit so that they cannot be bounced, so that you get the magic, because that magic denial is really hard to deal with if they just keep bouncing them and getting value out of them. So those are some of the general principles. The other one is with shallow elves, like I think we've talked in the last one, like they're one of the best assassination factions. And in this case, with the count like Damer having to use a life health to trigger the abilities, like even one glinting speed turn in which they hit him for 5, 7, or whatever, really puts you like backpedaling, not being able to use the blood begotten, and it loses really all of its punch. Like the deck, once you're at that point in which the royal warriors have to be just hitting for 2, they really don't feel that threatening anymore. Like it's not such a big concern. So that is why, as you notice, like I was trying to really prioritize that you wouldn't even get a single glinting speed turn on them on the count, because after that, really, you're just backpedaling, not being able to have that threat of those massive turns in which you just wipe out anything that is within reach of your gates of the royal warriors. So that is one of the things. Like I would say that in this now going into this matchup, I would keep really the count in the back 2 rows. Like in normal matchups, like the count is able to go to the third or fourth row. Usually, you don't really want to get him like further from that because there's always, with most factions, some risk of getting hit, and even a couple hits like get you in trouble, right? So in this one, as Shadow Elves is the best one for that, I was trying to just really keep him on the back 2 rows. Like there's just too many ways in which they can get you, even if they don't kill you. Like just 1 5 hit from Selendar can really just completely derail all the plan that you can have or all the good plays you could do by abusing the block. So that is one of the points on the count. Not
Yeah.
sure any thoughts so far.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, so it surprised me so much how you were just willing to sit back with Daymar. Like, I guess I've always, or I've just had it in my head that like I need, because you don't have any movement as the Crimson Order, like you need to get up, you need to place a forward gate, and like especially against Shadow Elves will just be able to hang back and not let your not let the Royal Warriors like ever have the range they need to get good hits. But you somehow you were able to do it very well. You were able to play a game with Daemar in the back 2 rows the entire time, and that yeah, that impresses me, and I'm surprised.
Yeah. Traditionally, what you mentioned, yeah, like it's a good move, right? Eventually, like move with a count, plant a forward gate, and then like keep using him on the sides, attacking units, kind of like on the midfield.
Yep.
But against Shadow Elves, that's really not such an effective strategy because unless you're able to immediately protect like both sides of the gates to then keep the offensive if they kill those, they have the mages in which they can just immediately ping that gate and pick it off really quick. And it's really and at that point you're exposing the count a little bit, like for example in our game, in the first one in which you move forward, even though you really did that, like that offensive blocking my summoning spots really well, as I only have like the single 10 gate at first and it took me a bit to get the second one.
Yeah.
You took advantage of that really well to put some pressure and pretty much had control of like one of the sites. And even in that condition, you notice like how I was able to find a way to assassinate the count. Like it was really hard, right? It wasn't like an easy play to pull at the end, but even in that perfect condition that you achieved up to that point of the game, it was like still vulnerable, right? Like
Yeah.
in most of the other games, like if they get like their gates early, they're gonna get some side gates, and it's gonna be really hard to move forward with the count and be in a safe spot, right? Because it's at that point, like I wouldn't really risk it. It's not worth it. You'll see at the end in my game at one point in which I had you like backpedaling, and for a moment I felt the inertia of like moving forward using that gate that I had been holding for a while and planting it in front of your gate. Then I thought like, you know what, like the game right now is in my advantage. By doing
Oh.
this, I'm just risking the
Yeah.
whole thing by exposing myself. And then I saw like what's his most likely following play. Like I didn't have enough moves to actually protect like one of the summoning spots on one end. You had your gate on that side to move forward and keep blocking me, like right there as you're showing. Like you
Yeah.
could keep moving on that side and then prevent me from summoning on the right side. And pretty much, I would really lose the benefit of that forward move and then just have to retreat with the count again and lose some of that momentum. So I thought, you know what, like for Shadow Elves, many times like having to overextend is really what hurts them. And me moving forward and trying to rush you felt just exactly like what Shadow Elves would have wanted at that time, especially because you would have a lot of magic in this matchup, right? You were able to do a lot of things. So I really just try to spread the game through the whole field, like have units on all sides, just retreat, and then wherever you move Selendar, I would just try to like get a unit on the other end and start just like pinging or pressuring and putting my units in front of my gates, in front of your gates, so that it would be harder for you to just like hit with a seeker and retreat and get out of range. If I was in front of your gate, it was easier for me to, after you hit even with a seeker, then just send a warrior to just give a crazy hit of like 4 or 5 to be able to kill your unit without you being able to just save it and just keep that recursion game. So that was the way in which Crimson Order is able to play that economic game against Shadow Elves. Especially at that point in the game, I was like a bit lucky with those cultist rolls. I think I had like more than the average probably that you would be getting to your hand. That
Yes,
allowed me to
you
just start
definitely
like
did.
killing them. Yeah, when I had like some spare attacks, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start killing these guys so that when it gets into the real like hard exchanges, I have more than enough. Especially because both of my call forths were my last 3 cards, so I knew like eventually am I gonna want a lot of them. So I started doing that early, and yeah, that's the way in which Crimson Order I think can win this matchup. The other one really is if Shadow Elves makes the mistake of moving forward too fast, of just trying like just to rush them or try to do, I don't know, like mostly is really rushing them and having Salindar like too exposed, in which you can catch him off guard and really just do like a big turn,
Yeah.
and then just have him like have to escape and have a hard time like continuing this. But otherwise, I think it's really hard for Crimson Order to win this in any other way, as you can't really effectively assassinate him. Like it's a as you know, like they don't really have a lot of assassination methods. Like their movements are predictable, their attacks are predictable. The only variable, like the one that really can do some attacks that they wouldn't expect, is when you do convert, and that allows you to like kill the blocker and then just hit him behind, like if Cylinder is hiding from someone or something like that. Convert is something, as you notice, that I would say you want to use it in a certain way, like trying to get some value. Sometimes the threat of convert is good enough to have around. You'll notice at the end, I wasn't really using it because I
Yeah.
just wanted to have the threat around just in case I could find a situation in which I would be able to get a significant value out of it, especially like a type of situation in which you were trying to protect Selendar. So I would kill the blocker, like the usually the Seeker, and then attack Selendar. Like that was the type of situation that I wanted to get out of the convert. So I was not really cashing it at the end. But other than that, like Crimson Order is really predictable. It's hard to pull off an assassination. So I would play it in that way, in which I'm really just trying to go for value, trying to exploit Blood Begotten as much as possible, while trying to find some situations for the count to shoot a stop. But really, if the opponent plays it right, like they won't really give you those, or will they'll try to avoid them as much as possible. But maybe if they're not that experienced against this, like they just give you some opportunities to be cashing in from the back rows. Also, they can try to like tempt the count to come forward for a shot and then counterattack. So I would be careful there, like when it's worthwhile, when it's not. Sometimes, like the more you use Blood Begotten and the lower you get in health, it gets riskier to try to like even move into the third row for a shot because you know like what Cylinder can do, right? Like all of those
Yeah.
glinting speed turns are like you can get almost anywhere, right? And once you get the count into the 3-4 life range, even a single like Hail Mary of Cylinder can hit for 4 with like 30-40% chances.
Yeah. And so like what would you say to someone who like would play Daymar would keep Daymar in the back two rows here, but then would feel like their units are never properly reinforced. Like if Cylinder just like hangs back and like removes their 10 health gate from the third row and puts it even further back, like I did at the end there, and then for someone who's playing who's playing Crimson Order and they just feel like, well, like I just can't reinforce my units and spaces to keep up the pressure. Like I send down a royal warrior and then it just like they just kill it with a seeker and then pick up the seeker and I don't have anything to shoot at. Like
Mhm.
yeah, that
Yeah.
like yeah, you just can't get in there. Like how do you deal with that with Daemon in the back row?
So in this matchup, because both of them start with the gates pretty close, like both of them on the third row,
Yeah.
at first it's going to be hard for Shadow Elves to even try to attempt that, right? Because they're just going to be right in front of each other for whatever they summon. So there's going to be exchanges there. In the late game, when they would try something like that, it's probably a point in which Crimson Order already has some side gates. So at that point, like you're able to start doing those type of plays in which you put something facing the front summoning spot and you just shoot from there. And for them to hit you back, like they would pretty much have to leave something within range of a warrior afterwards, or it's hard for them at that point to start just bouncing everything. I mean, they could try it and they might be successful because if you're just shooting from the back, it's probably going to be with the devout cultist or the priest, and that means that a seeker could potentially like kill it, get back, be bounced on the same turn if they're just like trying to to be farming the boost on the gates that they have like on the second row. So it would be interesting, like in the if that is the approach that the players follow, who would be able to come out on top at the end, if or if Shadow Wells would be able to effectively really do that. At that point, it's a viable strategy, but I wouldn't really be sure who would be able to pull it off if you have enough elements. At that point, Crimson Order can also try to mount an offensive on one
Yeah.
side or the other, usually trying to do it on the side in which they don't have a presence to complicate things. So yeah, it could be viable, but it's hard to tell if it will be like an optimal approach, and it's an approach that really requires a certain set of things to have already happened. So it's more of a decision on the fly that you might be able to take if you see that the conditions are appropriate for it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Well, because I feel like part of I wanted to stop you from advancing, so I was pretty quick to just throw my units in your face, which you then exploited to get blood begotten value. But I imagine like so say turn one I had like refused to engage and like I pulled my units to the side and like I didn't in like just the whole game I'm just like only shooting once or twice or something. Like at that point, like would you feel comfortable then like moving up with Daymar and placing a gate? If your opponent's just being super passive with shadow elves and it's just letting you come forward.
I'm not sure if it will really be needed because when you have the front of their gate covered, like for them to even try to like just do a single hit on the turn, it's going to be harder, right? Like I was at first trying to actually do that, in which I take the midfield to force you to have to come through the sides of your gates and then be able to score some Daymar hits on those, and still kind of like retain some type of safe position.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it didn't really play out that well at first, right? Like you never really send them in those positions, or I got Casimira, so I was trying to protect her at first. But for Shadow Elves to be able to do what you mentioned, you really need a lot of seekers and a lot of farming of boosts to be able to pull it off. So that means that
Mm,
you already have like some side gates that you're using to farm. And then you have some seekers that you're really just hitting, retreating, and bouncing, even
yeah.
though they may have full health. So it's hard to tell like for how long you would be able to keep that, because that's the only card that really allows you to hit and retreat. Like any other ones, if they control the midfield, you would need to be exposing a unit that then would allow them for them to just like be killing your bigger units that are exposed in the fourth row.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you for too much longer. I know we're already over 3 hours. But if you have anything else, I'm also curious about like so what would you consider like the optimal way to play Shadow Elves here then? Like do you still want to meet Daymar in the field? Do you want to try to sit back and farm gates? I'm definitely I'm curious to ask you about like repositioning the initial 10 health gate with like into darkness, and which events you're saving and whatnot. I mean, it's tough to play Shadow Elves in general. There's a lot to talk about there, but we could talk about it briefly.
Yeah, so let's try to come up with some like ideal or some kind of like tips for the matchup that based on what we've seen in these games for Shadow
Yeah,
World. So
yeah,
one of the first things that I noticed is like, well, the Rangers, as usual, really, this is in most matches, they have limited functionality. So most of them, I was really just dropping them, like all the ones that I got early, because even if you think like, well, I'm going to start pinging the count, unless you have an opportunity to like get them down and then get some damage on them to get some boosters, shoot the count, and then bounce them. It's really not worth the single. More than half of the times you're going to be getting a single damage on the count, and then he's going to be able to get it back by shooting your ranger.
yeah,
So I don't think it's really worth it. I really still like them for those end plays, like what I was able to do at the end, in which it was like the Ranger was my insurance at that point on that last damage. Like if the Seeker didn't get the 3/3, I still had the Ranger to kill the Priest. Or if I got the 3/3, it was almost like a sure thing with 5+2, like the 7 to the count. So they're still good in in those situations. The Seeker is, as usual, just the star of the deck. You will never really discard them. You'll try to. They're going to be your key element to deal with the Warriors, which are like the main nuisance that you'll be having to deal with. So it's really try to abuse them as much as possible. Hit and retreat. Don't leave. They're going to allow you to not leave targets for Damar whenever you have to summon them in a spot to hit a warrior in which any other unit would be left exposed for Damar. So as usual, they have to be the star of the deck, or they are the ones that allow you to shoot from Selendar from like the second, third row, and then put it in front of him to protect them. Then the mages are a little bit worse than usual in this matchup because the mages are consistently able to at least take 2 hits against like most factions, but in this one it's easy for them to be killed with a single hit. Like without any additional supplements, the warrior has a 50-50 shot of killing it in one shot, right? So at that point, like that 2 magic with shadow elves really hurts, like when they just take it out in a single shot.
Yeah.
And many times like they're going to be able to get like the damage out of 5 attack, so that at that point it's really like 75-80% chances of getting him killed. So I would still like, you still need to use them, right? Because they're like your best range unit. At some point you'll need to use them. You're going to be farming from them, but just know that either you try to get them in a position in which you know that a warrior won't come after them because they're the premium target for a warrior. Well, I really almost everything is a good target for a warrior. Like the knights are perfect. The seeker, it's always good to try to clean up the seekers when possible, just so that they cannot like get them too much. And so the mage is still key, but not as much as in the other matchups. Like you'll be able to get less mages out. You'll be able to use them less in an offensive way as you would in other matches.
Yeah.
Then the knight, this guy is the usual. Like he's really good. He allows you, for example, in our first matchup, you'll notice them that I use them really to buy time. You were coming really hard at me, and then I always love like just throwing a couple knights at the opponent for them to just have fun and just go hard at them because people always try to kill them. So that just many times just buys you time, protects summoning spots when like they're denying you those, and allow you to come back from that position. So the knight, you still want to use him that way, in which it's a pretty flexible unit. You don't want to use them in the like overextended way in which you send them forward, because that's just exactly what the count wants. Like easy meat, they're gonna eat him up and just kill him back. So the only way that I would really send them forward to hit the count on the like opponent side or the like fourth row of the opponent is if I'm trying to do like a big play with glinting speed. In those situations, like when you're really going hard with like to throw like 7, 8, 9 dice on the count, then it's definitely worth it. Like you don't care if they're gonna attack him back, because after you hit them for 7 or whatever, they won't be able to just sit like in the middle of the board like happily and just kill your knight and just gain advantage. Like they're gonna be in trouble. Like they'll have to start rethinking their positioning. So that's how I would use the knight on this one. The where I want to play this is at first you'll have to actually just play the middle of the board. Try to gain those front spots. It's always good. Right? Like when you manage to get to block the opponent front spots with knights, when they put them on the third row, which my guess is what most people would go with, because you want to be able to get the warriors and be able to reach as much as possible to hit. So I think Crimson Order will be always going at the third row. So the knights are great to block those front spots. It makes it really complicated to deal with them, as you won't really be able to kill them on the same turn. And even with a warrior, like it's much harder even with a warrior. And I would try to have the game play out, which is the usual strategy for Shadow Elves. Like, unless they're coming hard at you and you have to retreat because you don't have a choice, I would try to control the middle of the board, which is something I was not able to do with you, and I had to retreat and start like fighting on the counter attack.
Yeah.
But controlling that side of the board. And if Crimson Order wants to keep slugging it out and keep coming, that would probably work out. Like I feel like, yeah, I'm okay with that as long as I'm denying targets to the count. So that might force Shadow Elves to have to shift the game to the for Shadow Elves would be like the right side, I believe, so that the side where the count where it's easy for the like in what you're showing right now, the
Yeah.
left side of the count is where it's easier for him to shoot stuff. Right? So I would try to avoid that area because I don't want to give him targets. And that way, even if they're really hammering you with the warriors, they'll eventually get to the point in which they cannot really keep doing it, or get the count low enough in which even like a very overextended glinting speed allows you to take the game, or like a glinting speed for the shallow poles, right? So that's what I would try to do. And from the events, it's the usual, really. Like Into the Darkness, I would try to use it for an assassination of the count. Some players, like a lot of them, will probably just make the mistake of thinking like they are safe with the count behind the 5 gate, and it's easy for Salander to come out from the second row, just move 2 spaces forward, bounce that gate, and then still shoot the count from there. So it's easy at that point to shoot him with at least 5 or maybe 7 or 8 if you have a ranger or a mage around that you can put in front. Then you bounce the gate, you shoot with your unit, you bounce your unit, you then shoot with cylinder.
Yeah.
Like that's really not that hard to do if you think about it. All you need is Into the Darkness, and for them to have placed the count behind like a 5 gate, something exactly like what you're showing right now.
Yeah.
So I would try to maximize the use of Into the Darkness, but if it's not possible, it's okay to use it to refresh your 10 gate, or sometimes just to get like that Royal Warrior. If they're able to get your front spot of your 10 gate at the beginning of the game, and you have it at the beginning of your hand, like it's perfectly good use just to bounce that, to try to move the game, like be the one that controls the midfield instead of them controlling it, like it happened on our game in which I was able to position myself and just like crowd the middle of the board. So I would use it that way. The shallow pulse is really something that the board is going to get so crowded that maybe you can get a lot of value, like the usual rules apply with that.
Yeah.
Glinting speed, it's more valuable than usual in here because the count will usually be really low health. Even if you don't hit it, like he's just gonna go to 7, 6, which is the point in which Shadow Elves can do an assassination like single turn and kill something. So I would be try to use like at least 2 times glinting speed if I get the chance. The good thing with this guys is that you can discard an early one and then just get it back with a tome. And the tome, I would really just follow the usual rules. Like I always try to use both of them, and same thing here. I would just get whatever I need, or get the seeker when I can just get like something else, a seeker, or something situational. Like at the end of our first game, in which I went for the ranger, which was gave me the exact set of movements, and it was my insurance policy because without that guy, if the 3/3 of the melee would fail, like I would lose, right? So um,
Yeah.
that and finally the champion. So the champions is really something that I would avoid in this matchup. Really, just because it's going to be a game that unless you find an assassination, the game could go long, right? Like what happened on our second game, and you're still going to have a chance on the econ, right? It's not like like Shadow Elf has no chance there. And this guy's like at 7 life, and with the warriors, like a lot of warriors running around, right? Like this, we know they can get up to 9 warriors with the ones that they return. Usually, they're going to be at least getting 2 back, so you have something like 7 warriors to deal with, and those guys can be like in a couple hits, really, they kill the champions. So I don't think they're worthy in this matchup. I would really just try to instead get as much recursion as possible out of my seekers, knights, and mages
Yeah.
instead of investing in one of the champs which can be killed in a single turn with the death rights, warriors, and all of those. Like they can really pack a punch, so it's not worth the risk.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, the only thing I feel like I struggle with is just maintaining control of of that midfield. And I mean, so you talked about you want Cylinder to come forward and control the midfield, but then yeah, so to avoid that left line. So I suppose we'd be looking at like just trying to maybe so like where a lot of our combat ended up, I guess if you're looking at my screen now where it's on my side, like a lot of our combat ended up over here on this right side, but maybe you'd recommend as Cylinder trying to like focus more over on this left side where it's harder to get Daymar in. Um, or just in general, I don't know, like maintaining control of the midboard with Cylinder seems difficult with like Royal Warriors, just like keep like with all those trades. It just felt like eventually you overrun me. But maybe
Yeah,
just with better. Yeah, go ahead.
exactly. It's going to be a slogfest, and if things don't work out, like sometimes maybe you just have to shift the game, retreat, and just move your 10 gate to a different side with Into the Darkness. Like once you get low enough. But all you really need to do in here to control the midfield and kind of like try to keep the pressure is having something on their front gate position because at that point, like for them, like if they want to move the count to the fourth row to attack, like you're good with that. Like you're gonna get a lot of chances to hit him back and hit him hard if they do that.
Yeah.
So as long as you can kind of like take that position, even if they also cover your front spot, which they'll be able to if they want. Otherwise, you would be leaving targets for the count. You have some options to like hit him on the side and then just slide your seeker out into the center where their 10 gate is, or just bounce it. So it's not always going to be possible, but like Shellwells has the option of then just retreating as I had to do when I was not able to control the midfield. And you can still really like bait them into coming to you or just shifting the game to the other side, like moving your 10 gate and then just putting it somewhere else or slightly behind on the second row. So that's kind of like how I would approach that. Like it's not always going to be possible, but I wouldn't just like concede the midfield because you saw when I was able to take the midfield how hard like things felt for you, right? Like it was just much harder to put pressure, especially if the count was just hanging out back.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And with Crimson Order, I mean, if you go to the screen, like the deck building screen that shows all of them, let's just throw out some pointers for
yeah,
those.
for sure.
Think we've covered a few of them, but yeah, well, it's abuse as much as possible. The Royal Guard, like the with your Royal Warrior, those guys, like you, whenever you have a chance, you want to bring them on. They'll be able to almost kill anything. Try to do it whenever possible behind the opponent gates, so that they're not able to get the shots with Cylinder. Like many cases, like I had to leave them in those positions, and then you were able to capitalize with Cylinder and just blow them up. Right? Usually it's hard to bring them down, but with Salendar, many times like you're able to easily do it with two attacks. So I would try to use them that way. The priest, I was funny in your game. You didn't really bring priest out until the end. Is that like did you discard some at first, or you just didn't see them?
Um, I think I think a bit of both. I think I discarded maybe one or two, but yeah.
I always will like to have some around, even if it's I haven't played them or have them kind of like ready on my side to whenever they hit the warrior and they don't kill it, just bring it on to support them or support like any damaged unit. So they're also solid. Like you might not be playing every single one of them, but you always want to have a couple around, especially when you get chances to shoot with the Baron, right? Because it gets really busted when not only you're getting life back, but you're killing something with the attack because it's a 5 attack or something like that. So it's always good to have a couple around with the Baron and maybe one another around supporting warriors or doing things like that. So it's still a solid unit. The other two are, well, the devout cultist. I would just, that's the one that I get the most whenever I get a chance to return something because it's just an extra unit that you're going to be able to get whenever you get the ability that it comes back to your hand, right? So That recursion gets really like painful. Like in our game, like I was just
Yeah.
getting so many of those that I just had an excess of units. And even if you don't score that many, like you're never really gonna run out of stuff. And it allows you to play like the range game whether in case that it comes down to that, in which both sides are just playing the range game. So I would always prioritize that guy whenever you get a chance to return something. The Doom Cultist in this matchup, I think it's worse than usual. Usually the Doom Cultist is the one that you get the least, but in this matchup it's even worse because you won't really be able to move forward to pressure Cylinder to actually just kill him, right? Like just overwhelm him. Like it's probably going to happen just like in this game in which he just runs out of resources and loses because of that, but not because you overran him. Because to overrun him, it means that you're moving the count forward, and that's a risk that it's too risky in this matchup. So that means that the Doom Cultist, which is mostly it's more of an offensive unit that serves when you're moving forward and like choking the opponent so that they don't even have somewhere to move. So if they kill him with the summoner, like they get the damage or things like that, it's going to be harder to pull in this matchup. So I would like if I discard something for Magic, it would be that guy. Like that's the one that I discarded mostly in this matchup.
Yeah. Interesting.
Then the Death Rite, all the events are amazing in Crimson Order. Like I've been noticing in the new factions, they don't really try to do bad events, like in the first factions that came out, in which some events were super situational, automatically discarded most of the time, at least one of them.
Yeah.
The new factions, like most events, are like really solid. In this one, I think all of them are playable. I wouldn't really discard any of them. Transfuse is amazing. Like there's nothing to explain on that one.
Yeah.
It's just pure value. Call forth pure value, really. Uh, unless really you ran out of life and it's you just actually not even that situation, because at that point you start shooting your own cultist to get the necessary life just to get that one. Death Right, it's also really good. I would really never discard it because you can get or never use it for little value. Like I would in our game, I was holding on to it a couple turns. I thought about using it a turn, but I was really not gonna get much out of it. So it's easy to many times just hold it 1 turn, 2 turns. It's not hard to find the situation when there's especially a lot of exchange, like it will happen in this game in the center of the board. To get a really explosive turn, you'll always try to be sacrificing a devout cultist, and then you'll just be cashing in from the value it gives you. And finally, convert. That one, there's not a lot of decisions there. You'll always play them. Even if the second one is in your hand, at that point you would just be cashing in for whatever. If you have the second one in your hand, right? You wouldn't try to like get the best positioning or get the best value after the conversion. You would just convert to get the other one out of your hand. You don't want it to be clogging your hand. But other than that, it's really you're not in a rush to just convert anything just for them to immediately kill it, unless it's really protecting a warrior from like two flanks, which is what they need to kill it most of the time. And my second convert, I would try to not use all the boost of it unless I really get some value out of it, just to keep the threat, because that forces Shadow Elves to have to play differently, right? Like they're not able to take the same liberties, especially if you already have like Celandar and like less than 5 life. So I would just keep it around until I find a situation, or just to not allow them to use Celandar, put the secret in front, and just feel happy that Celandar is safe. Because at that point they are still exposing Cylinder at a certain to a certain play in which you kill the Seeker, you put a Doom Cultist in front of it, then the Doom Cultist hits him, and then the Doom Cultist is really close to get the extra damage. So they have to start running away, right? That's the type of value you want out of that card.
Yeah.
Finally, the champions. So all of them are playable in this matchup, as you'll probably have a good amount of magic. Um, the Besna Brana, I will always try to play him. Like that way, it's really cheap and they're really valuable in here. Like they do have to spend the 3 attacks on him unless they have the Death Pulse. So if you don't leave it next to a damage gate, it really slows down things, and it's the perfect target for Transfuse. So you'll see in our game, like I had to spend a Seeker attack and a Cylinder attack just to finish him off, which
Yeah.
I felt like, oh man, that's such a waste of my like biggest attacks. but I didn't want to leave him in one life because then a transfuse on him, it like really devastates you, like go
Yeah.
back to square one of having to do three attacks. So
Yeah.
I would always play this guy. Casimiro is also great, like not that expensive in this matchup because you're going to be getting, well, probably a decent amount of magic, discarding some of the Doom cultists and all that. So at least I would try to play Casimira. Sekhmet, it's much harder. That guy in our game, I had it in my opening hand, so I just had to discard him. But in most games, I would probably still discard him if my alternative is just playing like 3, 4 warriors, right? Because this game will probably go the distance in the exchanges.
Yeah.
So it might be harder to really get value out of that guy because you'll have to send him forward to kill something, right? Because otherwise he starts like getting the 2 damage on him. So if you send him forward, like Shadow Elves can like pack like 8 damage easily in a single turn with Cylinder, a Seeker, and another thing. Like it's really easy for them to kill him fast. So I wouldn't want to invest the 7 for that. I would rather just really get the warriors. Like try to play on more and more and more warriors as you can keep getting them with Call Forth. Yeah, man, I think that covers like all the cards and like what role they're gonna be playing in this matchup. So as you notice, like you have to deviate from the usual way you play both of these factions for this
Yeah.
specific one.
Yeah. Yeah, I especially liked in your game where you sort of it almost felt like you were using Casamara as a summoner that can die. Like you sort of had this mini push with just sort of protecting Casamara to get that to be able to do a push with a high value unit without actually risking Daymar at all. That seemed really good.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how you want to use her. Like it becomes busted when you start getting units back. And even though I was not able to get more than one activation out of her, just the fact that you had to play your like combos as if she was the summoner, just do the glinting speed just to be able to hit her, and then
Yeah.
like consume all of those resources just to try to finish her off. I was okay with it. I was like, okay. I mean, I would have rather get at least a second activation, but just having Shadow Elves have to burn the glinting speed and the boosts in Cylinder and all that, you feel alright. Like, okay, now at least it's gonna be harder for them to do that on the count. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been going for a while here, so we should probably call it unless you have any last thoughts. But
no, that's I think that covers. We covered everything. Those were some extremely fun games, and
yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, that was
So,
that was super intense, and it's like it's awesome as always just to hear your thoughts on the matchup. And so you had some very different thoughts about it than I had at the outset this time. So that's just always great to hear. So yeah, that thank you so much for coming on. I hope we get to play some more sometime soon.
yeah, absolutely. Maybe next Sunday we could do Swamp Orcs versus Wayfarers.
Yeah,
So I could do Sunday next week.
I would most certainly be down. I will let you know.
Okay, we'll be in touch, man. Thank
All
you.
right, bye.
Okay, see you.
Yeah, and that was great. Those, oh my gosh, those games were so tough. It's so funny how much he disagreed at the end with how I ended up playing it. I mean, I think if you fast forward to like the very beginning of of this video, it'll be me talking about how like Damar's just got to go in and you just got to take risks and whatnot, and Vexer is just being like, no, I can just sit back. I'm gonna send up like my royal warriors in troves, like he's doing at the very end here with just like a royal warrior and a priest, and um do let me actually like yeah like when he just did that turn of like I'm just gonna sit back because he was really like he really considered moving up, and I was like there like why are you not just moving up? This is probably it. Let me find that turn. I think it's the turn where he moved back. I think it was this one. I think he had considered just moving forward and placing a gate, and then he was like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna move to the side, and then I'm sitting there like, well, how are you ever gonna reinforce any of this ever again? Like I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put all my gates back here, and like I think I can win the value trades with boost on Cylinder, but just not quite. And my Seekers, I ended up running out, and he's just like, I'll just trade against your mages over here and do whatever, it'll be fine. And then the best part is just like just slowly advancing with the warrior and the priest to back it up, and doing it at the right time. So there's two warriors here and a priest over here, all things that I would want to attack, but I just am not able to. I'm not able to kill them all. I have to focus. So I focus this one, I kill this one, and now this warrior over here, now this warrior on the other side can come down. And I didn't think about Vesnabrana, and now Vesnabrana, it's like, well, I'm never going to be able to afford 3 attacks there while also dealing with that warrior. So he was able to do a great push. Um, Without using Daymar at all, and that's just that is a way of playing that faction that I never anticipated. But that is just great to see. Very long stream. I'm guessing if slash when we do this next week, if we want to keep up like the league reviews, we'll probably just do one game because 3.5 hours is hard for everyone to keep up the attention span. I mean these ended up being two pretty long games. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, sounds like Vexer would be down for the Bumpworks Wayfarers matchup next week. See if our schedules line up. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next week for more review of the league matchup. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll catch you later. Bye.